Okay, guys, so spend your experience points. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Oh man, today's session's going to be fine.
Yeah, man. I was listening to those other ones while I was sweating away in the garage doing stuff.
Oh well,
Pretty wild.
you liked it, I hope.
Oh yeah, yeah. The only thing that was kind of a pain was for because I couldn't listen for 4.5 hours straight. was that for some reason YouTube kept on putting me back at like an hour and a half in every time I went back to it.
Oh,
Annoying. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know why. It might have to do with my internet and refreshing the page, or I don't know what the deal
Usually,
is.
YouTube should remember when was at which point
Yeah,
you've stopped listening and then just resume from that point. It
yeah,
happens to me all
that's
the
what I
time.
that's what I expected, but it didn't. It for some reason it was on. I was listening to it on my phone, and there's a couple of weird things about it when you're on your phone. Like it doesn't like you to put the phone into sleep mode. It'll turn you off there,
Okay.
and then for whatever reason it kept on doing that. But that's all right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't usually listen to YouTube at phone. I prefer
Yeah.
my PC or my work PC.
Yeah, I just didn't want to take my computer into the garage where it
Yeah.
had like 105 in there, and I was like, I don't really need to put my computer through the heat stress if I don't have to.
Yeah, it's not good for this delicate, kind of piece of machinery. I absolutely agree. Brian, what about your points? What are you buying? Brian?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what are you spending your points on?
I only have 95 XP, so I gotta wait.
Okay, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm at 125, but I'm not going to spend anything just yet.
Okay, sure. You're going to think about it. Sure, Jason.
I've got 125, so I'll put a point into weapon skill.
Like +5, right?
Yes.
Okay. How much weapon skill do you have right now?
That'd be make it to 60.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Sean?
I'm trying to decide here. I'm running out of skills and talents to get, but I was just looking at my stats and trying to decide if fellowship or intelligence would be better. Or I could do willpower too.
Well, actually, willpower is always a good bet.
Yeah,
Then
I think
guess
I'll
intelligence and at the end fellowship, if we are
Right.
talking about your character, of course.
yeah. Fellowship is my lowest stat at this point, but I'll do willpower.
All right. Who's making notes?
I will be making notes.
Very good.
It'll be my second time.
Okay. So one more, and then someone else will take the mantle of the note maker. Sorry for that. Right. Let's begin. But what's going on? I mean, where did we last ended our game? What were you guys doing?
I think we
We just got
did
to
our
the temple,
yeah.
talk to the witch.
We got some information from Winklemark that there's the witch in the temple district, and we were deciding to try to interrogate her.
Okay.
Then yep, and then I think we just essentially got off the boat.
Yes.
We're kind of right there.
Yeah.
We just showed up.
You're in the Templevik district right now. Templevik district is the main, well, it's actually the only temple district of Marienburg, but also it stands as an intellectual center of the city, not only spiritual. Like I've said before, there are three main buildings in this ward. These are the temple of the cathedral of Manan, the temple of Heinrich, and the College of Navigation and Sea Magics. Some of them you were able to see while we were swimming here in the boat. Some of them not, unfortunately. But supposedly they are all great buildings. Some might even say marvels of this world, or at the very least marvels of the old world. The witch in question, who was, according to the rumors, the former Shalayan abbess. Is that the right word? Abbess? Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has been placed outside of the Temple of Sigmar. Of the abandoned Temple of Sigmar, I might add. Because she was... because she apparently declined the boy's divinity. The boy whom you need to investigate. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if I said that before, but you know the name of the boy? His name is Carl.
Carl.
Exactly.
Carl Franz.
Just to
No,
be
no,
clear,
really not. Yes?
Franz? Carl Franz?
the Temple of Sigmar here, they recognize the kid as Sigmar Reborn.
Well, you don't really know much about Temple of Sigmar here. That's the thing. Because Marienburg is not a very Sigmarite city, you might say. Main religion here is, of course, Manan, the god of the sea. There are other gods also represented in Tempelvik and other places. Some of them even, belonging to other races. I mean, elves have a huge enclave here, so the elven gods are probably very popular in certain parts of the city. But the thing is that you haven't seen many Sigmarites on the streets, nor Sigmarite symbols. The twin-tailed comet, the hammer, or the cross of the unity. All three symbols of the Empire, of course. Your driver dropped you off in Tempelvik. Actually, what's his name again?
I think I wrote that down. Wasn't it Mark or Max or something with an M?
I think maybe it has been Mark.
Call him Mark, I'm sure.
Okay, it was probably in the...
Let me check notes. I thought I put it in the notes. May not have, though.
Actually, no. He's not in the notes. Wait a second.
Hires. Yeah, I just said hires a boat. I didn't write who was piloting it. Quick question for I guess Leopold is: how does Leopold feel, since you're probably the most Sigmarite of the group here?
I think Leopold wants to believe.
I'm here. Well, Leopold wants to believe that Carl is Sigmar.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Leopold can believe anything he wants. Because Leopold is the winner.
Because I think the rest of us were kind of like, I guess
Wanted
a little
to see it, to believe it.
standoffish. Yeah, like we didn't want to declare anything, so we were just kind of curious how you feel.
My initial, without having seen anything, Leopold is very intrigued and wants to know more. I want to know more.
Would you like to know more?
Interest intensifies.
Well, then let's find out.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Exactly, Starship Troopers. Let's find out if this car is really Sigmar Reborn. Your driver, let's call him Mark, because unfortunately there's I can't find his name anywhere in the notes, so let's call him Mark. Mark dropped you off. Marcus is the better name. Marcus dropped you off in Tempelvik. I will wait for you here, mine Aaron. He says, because you've paid him good money to be your boat cabman. So he's kind of loyal to you, at least as long as you're paying him. You have no illusions about that.
Yeah, we paid him for the whole day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like a crown or something, right?
It might
Like
be
3 silver a person, I thought.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
I thought for
Yeah,
the
I
whole
took it
day.
out of the war chest.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but we paid it last time.
Anyway,
It was expensive.
you
but-
paid him very good money. You're in Tempovik. Like I said before, Tempovik is a very well ordained ward or district, if you will. It's much cleaner and better constructed, better planned out than Suidok and Vinkomark districts. It actually to reach the actual Tempovik, you had to pass through the old money ward, which you did. This place once housed Marienburg's nobility, but has suffered as the Blue Bloods have drifted away from the squalor in favor of the posh Gautberg ward. So, once you've made your way through its cluttered streets, past the peeling paint of once fine estates, and beneath the watchful stares of spinsters and drunk lords, fallen on hard times, you come upon the breathtaking and wondrous Tempovik. Temples and shrines are all around you, but of course there are also normal, living tenement buildings, houses, and so on. This place is a bit more expensive, a bit more, high class than the previous parts of Marienburg that you were in. Maybe except Palaisburg and parts of Gautberg. You can also see that it's patrolled more heavily. Patrols of black hats are more frequent here, and they are usually 3 to 6 men strong. They, of course, as they are, passing you by, they scrutinize you with their hard gazes. But they don't say anything. After all, you're not breaking the law. At least not yet. You should probably find the Temple of Sigmar, but you don't know where it is. Haha.
I guess first thing to do is kind of look up. Do we see any steeples or?
You mean what? Like street signs, something like that?
Yeah,
Right,
that or
it
just
seems
very
like
tall
spires of-
towers.
Yeah, temple
I think
edifices.
Yeah, looking for something that looks like a temple of Sigmar.
Normally, I wouldn't require you to roll, but Temple of Sigmar, it's the only Temple of Sigmar in place, like in the city, and it's rather obscure, so you need to make a very, very easy roll for perception. Or maybe you want to gossip with someone and, ask them directions. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Probably easy enough to ask directions.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe just one of the
I'm even
black
better
hats groups.
Yeah. We could do that. I'm even better at perception though than, than
So,
gossiping.
who asks?
I'm rolling on a 55 or a 65, depending
Oh.
on my.
Okay.
Do we need
it.
a roll to ask or?
Well, it's a gossip test.
Oh, okay.
So gossip, charms. No.
Gossip is is basically a fellowship test.
Okay. Just trying to see if I have any related talents. I don't see anything relevant. I don't think.
Okay, so let's just roll gossip with a big bonus modifier.
Oh,
Okay.
that seems pretty well in hand.
Okay, let's see.
Hey. You
Nice.
guys know where the Temple of Sigmar is?
I happen to be.
You've
Gotta
asked
be the high priest.
you've asked a
I take my
man.
chain out from under my shirt with the two-tailed comment on it.
No, you just had to ask, a passerby where the Temple of Sigmar is. The man looks like, a merchant of sorts, perhaps, or maybe a burgher. You don't know. He looks at you and says, "Oh, Temple of Sigmar." You say, "Well, it's in that direction. You need to go there. Basically, standard directions. You know that there's a witch hanging outside of it.
Oh no!
Yes, a real witch. You see,
That's people
Place.
outside the temple.
outside. Yes, she's hanging in a cage. You see. Well, from what I've heard, she was a priestess of some sort before, but
Hey, Andrew, do you have a mute button easily accessible?
No.
Or?
No, I don't.
Alright, that's fine. I was just
Work. I'm sorry.
No,
That's alright.
let's just say that there are, bunch of kids playing in a nearby house.
Alright.
Yeah, she was a priestess of some sorts. Apparently, she was declared heretic by our local priest of Sigmar. Now she's awaiting her punishment, her just punishment, I might add. The guards are guarding her all day. Yes, sir. Well, anyway, I need to go.
Is the public allowed to throw things at her?
Yes,
hopefully?
you can. From what I've heard, you can throw things at her. You can heckle her, and so on. But of course, you can speak to her, and you can by any means give her any water or food. It's strictly forbidden. You will be arrested.
So you're not allowed to speak to her. You can't hurl insults at her.
Well, you can hurl insults at her halfling, but you can talk to her. At least from what I've heard,
Okay.
because she's a witch.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
She's a witch.
she's a
May
witch.
she burn.
So anyway, I wish you all a fine day. May Manan guide you. Farewell. And with that, he walks away. You know how to get to the Temple of Sigmar now.
If we pass any stalls that are selling like illustrations of saints, can I
Yes,
stop and buy something?
there are a lot of them. Basically, there are shops, stalls selling them. It's not really hard to get any of them.
Do I need to roll anything?
No,
or-
no. What do you want to buy?
Just looking for 2 martyrs of Ronaldo or Tina.
These are some kind of saints.
Like what I sent you on the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. There are. You have 2 illustrations of these saints. If you want to buy them. I mean, they have them for sale. If you want to buy them,
How much are they?
a penny each.
Okay, I'll buy each thing.
Of course, they are just pieces of parchment with a badly scribbled face of a saint. So
Yeah.
if you
That's
want
all
to
I'm
buy
looking
something
for.
more fancy, then you'll probably need to pay a bit more, or maybe even a lot more.
Just something with the image of the saints,
All right, so
I guess.
those 2, like I said, penny each. So 2 pennies, and that's it.
Okay, I got it.
Sure.
The light of Sigmar protects me.
Yeah, on the way towards the temple, I want to kind of keep an eye out for the Garden of Moor, just for future reference.
Okay.
Like, just make note of if we pass it, just make note of it. So after we interrogate the, or once we get to the witch, then maybe on our way back, I'd like to stop by.
All right. There were a
Okay.
few shrines to more, but you haven't spotted the temple, unfortunately. Anyway, your destination is a very small plaza, surrounded, access to which lead 4 covered lanes. In the middle of the plaza is a well, actually. And of course, there's a very small temple of Sigmar with pillars in front of it. The temple looks deserted. Right next to the well, a 12-foot iron post has been bolted to the stone. Chained to the arm of the post is a 4-foot tall oval metal cage. The cage hangs 6 feet above the ground, and you can see that it contains a small, rugged form of a woman in a very dirty, bloodied, soiled clothing. On both sides of the cage, there are 2 black hats standing guard, their hands on the pommels of their weapons. Below the cage, you can see, rotten fruit, feces, garbage, rocks, that kind of thing. You guess that people come here and, just throw things at this poor woman. The woman looks like she's asleep, or maybe even dead, because she doesn't really move. what you can see is that her hands, or rather fingers, have been broken, and there's a piece of clothing protruding from her mouth. Now you can overall common knowledge empire.
That's just to see if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, I
Sean?
know very well what that is.
Nice. Andrew, very nice. I'll roll for Gennaro. Just because. Brian, you rolling? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. I guess Gennaro also didn't pass. Anyway, except Ryan, all of you know that there's a custom of stuffing pieces of holy cloth into witches' mouths so that they can't curse you, or intone spells and hexes. Yeah. That combined with like breaking of their sometimes fingers, sometimes hands, supposedly makes them unable to use their vile witchcraft against good, honest, God-fearing citizens of the Empire and beyond. Other than you, there are no people on this plaza. Oh, by the way, the plaza is surrounded from all sides by like buildings belonging to obviously very wealthy people. Although some of these buildings show signs of disrepair and decay, you could even say.
Mhm.
As soon as you've emerged from one of the lanes which lead to the plaza, the black hats look at you, but then resume their guard post thingy.
So, quick question. So there is or is not a temple to Sigmar here. This is a plaza and there's houses.
There is
around
a temple of Sigmar. Like I've said, the temple of
Okay.
Sigmar is. I'm not going to actually draw it. It's
Yeah,
like
fine.
there's the plaza, 4 lanes leading to it. It's
Right.
surrounded from all sides by those buildings which I've described, and there's a very small temple right in front of the well.
Okay.
And the iron post. But like I said, the temple is like, it's very small. Very, very
Okay.
small, very not Sigmar, to be honest, because you are all rather accustomed to grandeur when it comes to temples of Sigmar, and this is more like just a big shrine, honestly.
Yeah, like a roadside shrine
Yeah.
in the Empire.
I mean,
yeah,
you can still enter inside, but you can clearly see that it's completely deserted. There's not a single priest or lay brother inside. It's empty.
Okay.
Can I like scan the crowd for anyone that's not throwing stuff and like hurling
The
insults?
crowd, you mean the 2 guards who are standing on
Yeah,
both sides?
there's nobody there.
Oh, so there's nobody.
Like I've said
Okay,
before, except you and the guards, there's nobody there on the plaza.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
I want to kind of walk away from the guard, just like out of earshot
Yeah.
of the guards, and kind of signal discreetly for the rest to kind of follow. I'm just trying to get away from earshot.
Well,
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Not already.
Yeah,
is
sorry.
one of us going to need to run a diversion? I think.
I was gonna say I was just gonna walk right up to the guards and start talking to them.
Yeah.
But if I see Vincent doing that, I'll be like, okay, what's up?
I just figured we ought to figure out what we're supposed to do. It sounds like we're not allowed to talk to this person. So, what's the plan?
Well, I thought the plan would be to address the guards and say, what
What's she in for?
as a representative of Sigmar, I'd like to know what's going on here.
Like, why is she not burning right now?
Yeah, exactly. Who convicted her of being a witch? Where are the, where's the apparatus of the Inquisition? Who do I talk to get some answers around here?
Yeah.
All right.
By the way,
Okay.
guys, you are still all together. Like I said, you are at the entrance the plaza, and the guards are like they're way far off. They don't hear you. You know, they just sometimes glance towards you. Just to make sure that you're not causing any trouble or doing something stupid. But other than that, they don't care. They also look terribly bored.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't, we had a plan as far as if we were going to try to ask her any questions.
Yeah, we probably need to know that first. And on top of that, Sean, do you have any kind of like warrants or badges or anything like that? Because I can just about guarantee some rando walks up to him like, on whose authority? They're going to hey, get out of here, loser. And that's best case scenario. Worst
Probably
case
not a good
scenario,
place to do
get
it.
out of here, loser, as they're stabbing you. So
They won't stab me. I got full mail on. No, I mean, I'm just gonna ask him because it's like I am a follower of Sigmar. This is the purview of Sigmar. I want to know what's going on with this case.
right. What I'm saying is without any kind of writs or any kind of proof that you are somebody that matters, they're not going to just tell you that.
Well, didn't we? I mean, we're
Might
tasked with this by the Imperial ambassador.
Yeah, that is. If I'm not, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but isn't this all hush hush under the table?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that part because I wasn't there for that.
I don't think it'll hurt to ask, but I wouldn't ask with a aura of authority. I would just be like, hey, what's this person in for? And they may ignore you, and if they do, maybe we ought to make our way inside the very small temple and see if there's...
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I thought he was saying there's nobody in there, but we haven't actually gone in to see yet, so yeah, that's fine.
I want to
but
make sure
yeah,
my chain is visible with the two-tailed comment on it.
Will it come again?
what's visible?
I'm going to make sure my chain with the two-tailed
okay.
comment charm is visible, so it's out of my shirt.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so what now? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we got to talk to these guys.
Well, if you
Like
guys
we did
feel
before.
that Leopold's tack is too out there, he'll defer to non-confrontational. Although I will say, after listening to Sally, I don't want to offend anybody's culture. I'm just going to throw this thing back in his face.
Yeah, you can't take the street out of them.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
okay. So
Leopold doesn't know about that.
yeah. So who's approaching the guards?
I'll back you up if you want.
I guess Leopold, yeah. Well,
This is going to
Yeah,
be a hard
Okay, you guys trust Leopold? All right.
one. Leopold, are you ready?
your idea.
You're approaching
Okay.
the guards. There are two of them. Tough, burly-looking men, dressed in their long black cloaks and okay, and sorry for
Oh, wait a minute. I got to take this call.
No, somebody's texting me. That's all.
and wide black hats, from which for which they are known, the black hats. You can see that they are armed with swords, of course. There are manacles also hanging from their belts. They are, well, your typical old world guards. The difference is that these guys look awfully bored. You approach them. They look at you.
Hail, gentlemen.
Heyo.
I make the sign of the hammer.
Yeah.
So wait,
I mean-
who's approaching them, by the way? Only Leopold?
I was walking up behind them.
Yeah, I assumed the whole group was.
Okay, so the whole group approaches, but Leopold speaks for now. Okay. Heyo.
What's going on here? We've heard there is a witch.
Indeed there is. Miner. She's in the cage. You want to throw something at her?
I will throw something at her later. I wanted to find out more about the circumstances of the case.
They look at you, they look at each other, they look at you. Huh?
I am a foe of all things witchcraft.
Well, like any honest citizen of Marienburg should be.
Yes.
Yes.
Who was it who convicted her of witchcraft?
The one of the sisters of Shalaya.
Hmm.
I don't remember her name, but apparently this here witch, Maida Widman, was a prioress of the orphanage, of the Shalayan orphanage.
Yes.
She declared the boy, Sigmar, who is Sigmar reborn, to be a monster, to be a mutant. But then her sisters declared that it is she who is a foul heretic. And
Yes.
so, justice has been served.
Wait. Sorry. I want to make sure I heard. Did they just say? Because Did they just say that she declared Sigmar Reborn to be a mutant,
Yes.
and that's why she's been declared a witch?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, I was thinking for some reason that she was a witch because she supported the Sigmar Reborn.
No, I thought I got that from listening to the thing that it was because she said he
She
was
denied
fraud.
it.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, sorry.
So now she's waiting, and the man grins wickedly for her exposure in this cage.
It looks dead. I kind of call out while looking up at the cage.
Oh no, she still has some life left in her. There were people here coming. When we were on patrols during the night, giving her some food, some water. But fortunately, the good citizens living in these houses reported this to us. So now we make sure that she's not given any food at all, and that our nightly patrols are even more tight than before. He looks very pleased with himself.
Yes.
So
Why aren't
she
there?
was
Why aren't these
convicted by
people
the-
put in a cage?
Wait. First of all, you, he says, he speaks to Leopold. You first. What were you saying?
I'm saying, why haven't you caught these so-called aiders and put them in cages?
Well, because they've run away.
Oh, okay.
Now you, Halfling, you were saying?
So she's convicted of witch by the city of Marienburg, not the Order of Sigmar.
No, the Order of Sigmar has nothing to say in our affairs. We are not part of the Empire. We are independent. Ha. Oh, you are Imperials, right? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm all over.
Didn't really get that before. Well, how do you like our city?
Wonderful.
Excellent.
Seafood's amazing.
Yes, it is. Just watch out.
Sally beat me to that.
Watch out for the fishman. Last I heard, he began to kidnap people and force them to work on his pirate ship.
I bet he too is delicious.
He looks at you very strangely.
Halflings, they'll eat anything.
Yes. Well. Anyway, if you don't want to throw anything at the witch, I suggest that you move on. Be on your way. We are guarding here after all, and it's a very tough and responsible job. Not everyone can do it. Oh no, not everyone.
Yeah.
Is there like a rotten tomato or something laying around?
Yes, like I said, there are disgusting, filthy, stinking things laying under her cage. This includes rotten vegetables and fruits.
I'm gonna grab one that's not so badly busted
Okay.
and try and hit her in the face with it, just to get her attention. Because you said we thought she was sleeping.
Roll for ballistic skill.
Okay.
This is going to be fun. Actually, no, don't roll. Sorry, what? Oh, okay.
You hit yourself with a tomato.
The tomato was in fact a grenade. No, you threw the tomato. Most of it hit the bars, and some of it landed on her face. She groaned, and she opened her eyes. She looks at you. You can see that her eyes are fiercely alive. This woman is obviously dying. She's in horrible shape. She doesn't have long, but her eyes are sharp and they are filled with compassion. She doesn't look at you with hate or with scorn. She looks at you with forgiveness. Then she closes her eyes again and tries to, well, you guess that she tries to sleep or, to just rest, to wait for the inevitable end to come. Nice hit, says one of the guards. Very nice.
As we're leaving, I want to make sure to get a good glimpse of, one, how the cage is hanging, what it's hanging from, what it's hanging with, and as well as a good glimpse of how far away the nearby houses and such are.
Alright, so, like I've said before, there's a 12-foot iron post bolted to the stone. Chained to the arm of the post is a 4-foot tall oval metal cage. It's all metal. The cage itself hangs 6 feet above the ground. And the square, well, the square is not that big, actually.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I
No
gotta
worries,
go
no
with
worries.
kids.
Ah, the good old days.
Yours are grown up, right, Sean?
My daughter's 15 and my son's 12.
Yeah,
They-
so they're
they-
grown up.
They still fight and screech, but not as much.
Okay.
Trying to.
They're more in the lock themselves in their room and be on the internet all day. stage.
Oh, sure. To be 15 again.
360 no scopes, huh?
Maybe I'm playing, maybe I'm playing with them like Call of
Sorry
Duty
about
or
that.
stuff.
We're in
I
day
don't know.
3 of 10 forecasted days of rain. They're going stir crazy already.
No worries. Okay, so like I've said, the plaza itself is not that big, but the thing is that except for the well and the pillars, standing right in front of the temple, it's completely empty. There's not a place to hide. But the lanes leading to the plaza, there are 4 of them, and they are not too far from the center, where the well is. Also, remember what the guard said about the night.
That's exactly what I was thinking, but that's why I wanted to look, because you said the locals that live around it saw them, and that's what I was wanting to look and see how what the housing situation and stuff nearby was.
The houses surrounding the plaza are all very posh, very expensive looking. Clearly, the houses of nobility, or at the very least, high-class merchants and citizens. They have seen better days, but you can see that they are occupied. People are living in them. Cheers. People are living in them. So,
Okay, I'd like to ask a guard a question.
you can see that the guards are getting quite impatient with you, but he is going to answer the question. He looks at you. Yes?
Being a devout follower of Moore, I must inquire on how this thing will be treated once it passes. It doesn't look like there's long left to go.
Well, we are probably going to... He looks rather unsure at his comrade. I don't know. Burn it, I guess? Or maybe...
So why do witches burn?
Or maybe...
Because they're made of wood.
Or maybe throw her out to the marshes, in the marshes.
I kind of look at them concerned. You would be so careless with the witch? Do you have
This
somebody
thing,
that
of course,
takes
is a
care of
heretic.
this?
Well, Minor, first of all, it is not us who decide what to do with her after she dies, but our superiors. We are only guarding here. Maybe you should speak with them.
Perhaps.
Yeah, that's.
Are they local?
What do you mean, are they local, sir?
Are they not far away?
Yeah, they're right inside that temple, aren't they?
Well, no, these aren't Sigmarites. These are Black
Right.
Hats.
Yeah,
As far as we know, there's nobody in the temple. I was going to suggest we go in there. We go in there to pay our respects to Sigmar before we leave.
the temple is
and I'll-
closed, Minor, unfortunately. Father Helmut, after the ex-Grand Theogonist Esmer actually declared that young boy Sigmar Reborn left with the crusade and the boy. They left towards, I guess, Aldorf. I don't know. The temple is empty. No one is inside.
If I may inquire on where your superiors reside, it seems like this is a duty of the priests of
Well,
Morn.
by the way,
some...
who the hell are you people to ask such questions? I mean, what are you?
Who am I talking to right now? Whoa!
Are you
told you.
priests? Are you just bored?
Well, I'm a servant of Moor in training.
Excellent servant of more in training. Then
And
2 streets from here is a guardhouse. You can ask there.
All right.
Sounds good.
And are you aware? Do you know where the Garden of
I'm
Moors is?
literally pulling on him as to leave. They're clearly done with us.
I start heading over to the Temple of Sigmar to see what's up with it.
All right, you are making your way. You're making your way to the Temple of Sigmar. You can see that the Temple of Sigmar is closed. It's bolted shut. There's no one inside. There are no lights. Yeah, it's empty.
All right. So totally locked up.
Yeah.
All right. I won't try to pick the lock in front of him. Actually, I think I lost my lockpick tools quite some time ago. Anyway.
Yes, that and probably it's not a good idea to pick a lock in broad daylight.
Broad daylight in front of
Right
2
next
guards.
to the
Yeah.
guards.
As soon as we're out and they're out of their sight, not just out of earshot, out of their sight, I'm going to say I think we need to come back at night, stealthily, and tonight, not any night, tonight.
So you think this person is not a witch? I kind of look at him concerned.
I think we need to talk to her, and I think we can't do it with 2 guards sitting there.
I submit that we go and question the other ladies at the temple and see what their side of the story is, and if we can glean any information from there.
I think that's a good idea. We got all day to kill, so.
And then perhaps stop off at the guard tower and see what their plans are, or what's going on with the.
I think if we're going to do that, I think we need to send Vincent largely by himself. But if he can look more priest of Moorish than just some dude that claims to be a priest of Moor in training,
Yeah.
Because they don't know
A servant of Moor.
Well,
which
yeah,
is,
but
which is true.
I think he needs to be doing a little bit of impersonation of a priest over just hey, I happen to be I think more totally interesting, and I'm really bored, and I want some information, right? Like that's not going to fly, because that's what they're going to hear if we give that same speech again. So I think he needs to go in and act all concerned about polluting. I don't know, more stuff, but act like it's a theological issue, and maybe even quite frankly acting like a little bit like a little bit of a nutcase, not a complete nutcase, but enough that they'll tell you what you need to know just to get you gone.
You never want to go full nutcase.
That's right.
But I kind of look at Lucas. If this thing is not a witch, and perhaps we could get more information, as Leopold suggested, the only time they may remove that body is when it's dead.
That's why we go back when they're
or-
patrolling and not standing there.
Or when they think it's dead. And I kind of enunciate that a little bit more.
I actually had that idea too, because that was if we need to get her out one way. Because that's my first thought. That's why I asked for more information about the cage, was to just get her out. But my second thought was going to be try to figure out how to make her appear dead, so they'll just dump the body. And then I thought, where's that apothecary in Tavelheim when we need him?
Yeah, well, that's why I was trying to get
I've got
information on
something, but
on
it would be
who.
hard to get it to her.
Ulfas Dauber was a good man. The apothecary.
You know, that's-
the apothecary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've got
You-
something
you
that'll
ha-
make
you-
you sleepy. But I don't know if it'll feign. I don't think it'll feign like death or anything.
Well, I think we ought to find out who takes care of the corpses, and perhaps we can play that angle. I was trying to do that until I was.
Yeah, they were getting testy with us. I think it was.
Yeah, I think also
That's
the sort
They
of
could get
the,
testy. There's 5 of us and 2 of them, and we don't look like slouches. They're not going to start something.
But there's a law.
They are the law, but we're men with guns and swords and armor.
Mhm.
They're not going to throw their lives away.
Wow, Vincent.
Apparently,
dark.
Vincent's never lived in Florida.
All right. You are discussing this in one of the side lanes, but the question remains: what are you going to do now? Are you going to the Shalan orphanage, which
I think that's the best place to
which
go.
remember
first.
is not in Tempelvik, although it's not too far from here.
we've got our guy for the day, right?
Yes,
So
Marcus.
Yeah.
Do we want to split up and have?
Please no. Please no. I hate splitting the party. No, just kidding. You can split up.
Well, I was say one group of us go to the temple, and one of us and Vincent and maybe one other person go to the barracks to get more information regarding.
guard headquarters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
well,
I was-
Leopold wants to question the
wait. Before anything, guys, like I said before, the guard headquarters for Black Hats are placed quite regularly in most districts. Like, you've passed at least 2 of them while marching here.
Yeah, they're like local,
Yeah.
local little.
Right.
Right, but the guard headquarters, over in Kruzmer aren't going to know quite the detail that the nearest guard headquarters are.
right. Well, that's what they're saying. The nearest one is like a couple blocks away,
So-
right?
Yeah.
There's another thing we should probably look into while we're here. I think Vincent and Lucas should go to the guard barracks, get some answers there, while me, Leopold, and Gennaro hang around and try to find out who was providing food to her. 'Cause that's another way to get an
That's a
answer.
good idea, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And maybe while you guys are doing that,
Mhm.
keep an eye out for any rundown looking apothecary shops where they might just need the money so much they won't ask questions. That might be a place that would be, that would sell us something that would feign death and then, not rat us out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That might not be in this district, though. This
Yeah,
district
no,
is most
no, that-
expensive.
I think that's something just to keep our eye out for in general, as well as I can't remember what the current status of us and the crime family is, but if we're on good terms, which I'm suspecting we're not.
We are
No,
now.
we're on good terms.
Okay,
Yeah.
since we're on good terms with them now, they might be able to point us in the right direction.
I think that would
There's
be
also other
easier.
people I need to meet here that will probably be more help than the other halfling.
Okay, whatever works.
Yeah.
My question is, we're all speaking as if she's already been declared wrongly accused. I kind of look at everybody concerned.
No, I think she's.
How are we supposed to find, like, if whether she's telling the truth or not? What additional information do you want to get out of her?
Well, I mean, her perspective, hearing it from her about what she specifically saw in this kid that made her declare that he was a being of chaos or a mutant or whatever.
Because yeah, and here's the thing. I think it's pretty clear that the Imperial embassy wants that answer, right? So any evidence we can get from her, regardless of whether or not she's a witch, that supports her position,
Well, I mean,
going to help us in the short term.
obviously,
Yeah.
the second coming of Sigmar is not good for the current emperor.
Right.
So I'm sure there's a vested interest in
Right.
making.
But that's what
sure
I'm
that-
saying. Like any kind of
Bias.
right. But any kind of statements that we can get from her or evidence that we can get from her, showing him to be what she believes him to be, that is going to give the Imperial Embassy, like, we're telling them what they want to hear, which means that we're going to be impressing them more. Whether we come to a different conclusion in the end, we don't have we can change our mind. I mean, so to speak. So it's, I think the at this point in our mission from them, it's better to have evidence against him being reborn than evidence for. Even if we collect that evidence for too, we need the evidence against more immediately. Because if we come in and we're like, yeah, we totally interrogated her and she is crazy as the loon, and the only evidence that she can give that he's not Sigmar reborn is the warts she got on her belly when she got near him, but she already had those warts before she met him. In fact, they've been there for years. And but also we found out blah 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 that points towards him being Sigmar reborn. Like, that's going to be bad.
Quick, I guess, common knowledge question. Like, how much does the common citizen know about chaos and mutations and their association? Is that
chaos almost zero. First of all, you don't use word chaos on the streets, or you are going to jail, or rather, and never get out, because even muttering a word of chaos means that it can take interest in you. It's always darkness, the great enemy, the great dark, something like that. Mutants are of course widely known and despised. The citizens of the Empire are taught from the very early years of their life to always be vigilant and to actually, report any cases of mutation, even in your own family.
like I was kind of alluding to Vincent's episode with Sally against that demon.
Well,
Would there be like a parallel between hearing about a mutation and having thought something like that?
It wasn't the first time that you fought a demon, actually. The thing in the old house.
Yeah. But do I know that mutations relate to those demons, or is that knowledge that?
No, I mean it's not like that chaos equals mutations, and even so, your character shouldn't even probably like use the word chaos, even think about it, because.
That's kind of what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Like how much does the common?
It's very simple. If you're a good man, if you are God-fearing, good Imperial citizen, you have nothing to worry about from the darkness, and you don't have to worry about mutations. Whether that's true or not, well, it doesn't matter. It's something that the preachers say during their sermons, right? So that's it.
I just wasn't sure if Vincent should be nervous about fighting that demon and then hearing about a possible mutation at about the same time.
No, you can't even connect these things.
Okay, that was the main thing.
Yeah.
On an unrelated note, that text message I got a little bit back. So a friend of mine ran into Ron Jeremy and got a selfie with him.
Oh man, I'm honestly jealous.
I don't know if I want to see that selfie.
Thankfully, they're both shoulder up. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't really necessarily mean anything.
Yeah.
Well, I would love a selfie with Bald Guy from Brazers.
The important thing is what's on his face.
A huge grin. Anyway, so anyway, guys, what are you going to do? You still have a lot of time today. But you
I
need
was
to take
actually-
some kind of action.
I was actually thinking, do we want to find the Gardens of Moor? Because I would imagine they would have some kind of connection with grave diggers. Like, where does the body go? They just don't.
I thought they just threw
I
everything
think
in the
they're gonna
sea
burn
out.
it or something, because it's a heretic. It's not going to go in a normal graveyard. It's not going to get a normal burial. So
That's what I mean. Like, I think that'd be something that the priests of Moor would take special interest in versus just a
I'm
I
not
mean-
sure that they realistically have the authority because it's a heretic. So, I mean, maybe you play that angle that you're the priest of more demanding answers.
Well, the
Oh.
main reason for the cult of Mor is to prevent vile undead things from coming back from the grave. So I think there'd be a special interest when it came to supposed witches and necromancers and such things that have a better chance of wreaking havoc after they die.
The only problem that I see though is that because they're the regular gods of the empire are not so big here. How big is more over here? Seems like
Well,
madness.
more might be Sigmar's not.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mor's everywhere.
Obviously not Sigmar, but you think more is gonna have more of a presence?
Yeah.
Well,
probably.
if Marienburg has any conflict with the undead or has had some,
Yeah, they have.
then I would expect that they would have some kind of reverence to Mor, probably more so than Sigmar.
Although I don't know where in the timeline that was, but I thought there was something in the lore about undead in the marshes.
Yeah, so I think Mor is more of a common man's god, so I think it'd be more accepting to
It's more like a
every
basic
human
utility
being.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you kind of need more wherever
Yeah.
you are.
But
All
so yeah, but we could go ahead and do what we originally planned, and then maybe swing by the Temple of Mor, because I think that might be where we get directed anyway, if we get any information from the guards.
So do you guys want to split up then?
Sounds like a plan. Who's going where?
Well, I think Sally said we were gonna go gossip with people and try to find out who's been feeding her, and you and Lucas were gonna go to the guard tower.
All right.
Yeah, but before we do that, we got to figure out a way to priest you up a little bit.
Well, let's not go. Oh, you're thinking about doing that for this.
Oh,
I don't
if
thi-
you
I
want
don't-
to go by the Gardens of
that's-
War first, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think that would be very against Vincent's character to imitate one of his priests. So I don't think that's going to fly with Vincent. Though, if we go to the Temple of Mor first and just try to inquire such things, they may pass on some kind of, authority to us in which we might be able to get better answers.
Okay. Yeah. Well, why don't we try that first, and then worst comes to worst, we can talk more about the other thing later.
Yeah. Okay.
So what? You are searching for the Temple of Mor, right?
Yes.
And we'll inquire on it too, like if we see passerbyers, the Garden of Mor.
Okay. Roll for
You guys aren't
fellowship.
doing the guardhouse?
We will probably go to the guardhouse afterwards.
Okay.
I'll let Vincent roll for fellowship because mine is terrible.
Jeez. Well, does etiquette do anything for that?
No, I wouldn't think it would in this situation.
Yeah. Okay, so roll for gossip.
Oh, I could do gossip. Nope, I can't do gossip.
Yeah, I guess let me try.
You just told a racist
You've
joke.
just spent guys. You've just spent an hour doing that. Just so you know.
All right.
And we still have no idea where it is.
Well, we can at least start. We're walking around, so we'll keep our eyes open as well while we're looking for it. Maybe we'll pass upon it by chance.
If only we could have swapped our roles.
Andrew, you've rolled. Yeah, you've spent another hour, and you don't have a single clue.
Well, I thought we were both kind of doing that at the same time. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, you can, but it will mean that you have to split up.
All right. Well, we're walking at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
maybe we'll happen upon it.
2 hours passed, and you have no idea where the Temple of Mor is. That said, you also spotted during your time in Marienburg that these people, like, they don't really like show much deference to Mor. Like, there are very few shrines to him. You know, people are not wearing raven medallions or displaying the gate to Mor's realm. You guess that he's not a very popular god in a city where it's all about money and living your life to the fullest. Just so you know. And besides, I still don't have no idea why do you want to go to Temple of Mor and
Yeah.
Well,
how
because
it's supposed to to help you with the witch.
Well, they deal with the undead.
Yes.
And they deal with corpses and make sure the corpses are properly prepared. And I think they would take special interests in accused witches and whatnot. I imagine they have a different burial procedure for such things.
Okay.
And if the witch looks like she's about to die, so I imagine there's some kind of plan on putting the corpse away.
Okay, but how does this exactly help you?
Well, if we find out she's might be innocent, we can play the dead angle and either recover the body after it, in quotes, dies, or pick it up from whoever collects the body. Either we collect it, or whoever does collects it. My angle is if we can make it look like she's dead, we can then take the corpse and revive her.
Who has the like the stuff that's supposed to make her dead?
Sally,
Sally,
you said you had something.
No, it'll make her fall asleep. I mean, which she was sleeping when we got there, and the guards didn't care. So,
yeah.
I mean, it might help.
I don't
to,
see how
ease
they're
her
gonna
pain,
let us
but-
have her either.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if we know who takes,
If we know they're going to dump the body, we
We
can
could-
just hang out and wait where they dump the body.
Ah.
I think we'll get more answers from whoever was feeding her. You know what I mean? Or from the guards, the guards captain. You know.
yeah, and, we could go about this a couple of ways, I think, and there is only one solution. But
all right. Anyway, like 2 hours passed. Unfortunately, other than a few shrines, you haven't found the
Have
Garden
we
of
seen
Mor.
any kind of like vendors or anything I can go ask?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right. You've asked about Mor. They look strange at you. Why do you want to know about the God of the Dead, Miner?
My friend here, and I put my arm around Vincent. He's one of those crazy devotees of Mor, and he's got to check in at the church. You know how those them religious types are.
Well, them God of Death is not very popular here, Miner. You know?
Yeah, we've gathered that. We've been wandering around the temple district all day and haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, the priests, when people die, they usually just, they bury them in the marshes. There are a few, cemeteries here in Marienburg, but not that many. I mean, this is an island town, city, so the space is of rather big importance. And besides, most people who die here are buried either in the River Reich or in Manansport Sea, because we Marienburgers are servants of Manan first and foremost.
so you're saying you don't have priests of Mor collect the bodies off the streets? You just have some grave diggers do the job?
Well, sir, I don't know how it is in your empire, but here people don't just die in the streets. And, When they do, sure, they are taken off the streets, and sometimes
By who?
community service.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Hold on, I'll be right back. You guys keep playing.
Sure. And
Reckless.
sometimes they are just dumped in canals if it's a poorer district. Sometimes they are buried outside the city. Sometimes they are even cremated, from what I've heard, although that's a rather rare occurrence.
Well, now I'm no longer surprised why you guys have fishmen running around the streets.
Oh yeah, that fishman is a real nasty business. From what I've heard, he became a pirate now. Supposedly
Yeah.
he has his own fleet. You should watch
I
out.
wouldn't be surprised if he's one of them accursed undead with how you treat the corpses in this city.
Well,
Then kind of knowing I'm not getting any answers, I'm gonna kind of start walking away and giving Lucas the same. Let's get out of here.
you can hear the man spit behind you, saying something about filthy imperial dogs or something like that. But other than that, he doesn't do anything.
Uh-oh.
So,
All right. See what the other guys are doing.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
Leopold and Sally, you're going to the guardhouse.
In Gennaro, yeah.
In Gennaro, right. You
we
don't
were
have...
going to the guardhouse.
Oh, I thought you guys were
Oh,
going to
no,
the.
sorry, yeah, you were
Yeah.
asking about people giving food to the woman.
We're hanging around here, yeah.
So, in that case, one of you makes a -30 fellowship roll.
That would be Sally.
Does,
With -30 fellowship for me, it'd be like 8.
does secret language thief or anything?
No,
That-
no, really not.
Is there anything relevant that would help?
No.
Streetwise?
Not in this case.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I need a 25 essentially,
Yeah?
Okay. That's better than I had.
and I'll use a luck if I have to. Let's see. I'm gonna use a luck.
Okay.
Let me see how much I have left. I have 3 left after this. Nothing.
You spend an hour asking about people who are giving food to the witch. Unsurprisingly, you were...
Discreetly, of course.
Yes, and so you were discreetly told to fuck off. Maybe
Well,
not in these
You want to
words,
try, Leopold?
but people were looking at you like, no, I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry, I need to go.
I say to Sally, I think while the idea in itself is good about trying to find out information about this, I think people are too scared of the witch and of the guards to even hint that they know. So let's just head to the orphanage and question the priestesses that are there.
Whoever was feeding her is likely watching from somewhere.
Right. Well, maybe we
so
can catch them in the night ourselves when we come back. I think the sands in the hourglass are draining away. We need to get moving.
Brian, roll for intelligence. With a big bonus. Oh, you've passed.
Okay.
Look, it works like that. You figure that a couple of people wanted to help her. They've given her food, but unless someone is very dedicated, servant of Shalia, he's not going to risk it. He's not going to watch her, for a chance to slip past the guards and give her food. It doesn't work like that. It's like this thing that you're talking about is just way too far-fetched. A few people wanted to help. They were told to scram. That's it. At least that's what you're thinking, because the guards told you that there would be punishment for helping this woman.
Yeah.
So chances for you finding anyone who feed her, first of all, are very slim, and second of all, it probably wouldn't even matter. At least that's what you think after living a couple of years in the old world. It's not like there are that many people who are willing to selflessly help others, especially if it's like a witch or a heretic. You know.
Yeah, I think we're burning daylight here, Sally. We got to go
Yeah.
talk to these other ladies and see what their side of the story is, and maybe we can glean some information from that.
So to the orphanage then?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Andrew is here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So my question is very simple. Where you guys actually decided to meet? Like, you know, after splitting up?
Oops.
Because I
assumed
don't
you guys would
remember
come
you
back
talking
with,
about that.
Yeah. I had assumed we'd rendezvous where we split up initially. But you guys were out 2 hours, we were out 1.
Back at the I was assuming that we just meet back at the witch essentially.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I don't remember that we discussed anything.
you didn't.
Didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I think back where we left makes the most sense.
Okay. So you meet back up. You meet back where you've left. You don't have to roll to find your way back. Although you probably should.
Are you guys going? Did you say you guys were going to go to the orphanage?
Well, is that where she was from, the prioress, or wherever she's from? Where the
The woman hanging in the cage is supposedly a former prioress of the Chelan orphanage, located at the border of Winkelmarkt and Dud Canal.
yeah, it's on the map, right? It's marked.
No, I haven't actually marked it, but I can mark it. It's
Yeah, we could at least see the provinces or the little
Okay, because I thought it was the orphanage of the Blessed Rutha. Is that not the same one?
It's here.
Okay.
You can see the small, like, crimson square.
Well, what time is it? We got an early start, so
Yeah, but you had to get up here. You took some
Yeah.
time walking, asking, going back to where you've like split up. So I guess it's very early afternoon, like perhaps 1 p.m. in our terms, of course. So it's like the first afternoon bell, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell Sally and Leopold that they don't seem to have any organized method of removing corpses. They just either throw them in the marshes or out to sea. So I don't think the priest or doing anything in relation to more would be working.
And back in Lucchini, we used to burn them.
We're not together though right now, are we?
Well, let's
Right.
say that
Yeah,
you
I
are
thought Miguel
together.
said we
That
met up.
you've met back where you've left. Just
Yeah.
for simplicity's sake. Yeah, so you're back together, and now you're pondering on your next course of action, and I need to make myself some coffee. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So a few minute break, and we're right back. You guys can discuss your next course of action. Remember, you still have the orphanage. You can still like talk with the guards at one of the houses, the guard posts. In Tempelvik there are actually quite many of them because it's a very important place. So obviously it's more guarded than for example Winkelmarkt or Suiddock. Other than that, I've heard about some ideas, of going to the gangster halfling, right, and asking him for something, but I don't know. Well, Sally, you first of all remember that if you need to go there, other than that is on the other side of the city, you can take Gennaro with you.
I know, yeah.
Second of all, you're not sure if he'll be willing to help you. He already arranged the meeting with...
Well, that meeting might help, though. You know what I mean?
Yes, but that meeting was supposed to take place today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I
Really?
was actually wondering when you are going to catch up on that. That's what the notes are for.
I thought it was just like a tentative. Like I didn't think we had a date or time
No,
set.
he
I thought
told
he had.
you
No,
that-
he said specifically it's gonna be like at this time.
Fortunately,
Oh shit!
you still remember the man's name and what gang he belonged to, so you might still be able to find him in the city.
Okay. Well, let's take our coffee break and
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
come back.
think about it. We'll be back in a few minutes.
well, Molly, it's on the other side of the door, so it is all right.
Yeah. So yeah. So what is it? Yeah, I don't even remember. I listened to it, but I listened to him backwards. So. Or no, that was the more recent one, but that one was so long I don't remember. I don't remember what the meeting was.
Yeah, I don't either. I thought it was a tentative. Like, okay, I'll set it up. And, like, then he'll send somebody to tell me when and where.
Okay, yeah. The way I remembered it was that, but yeah, it was. I guess it was about over a month ago that you guys actually did that session, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The way that I remember is, as I thought he said that he'll be here. I don't remember if he said tomorrow or whatever the next day, but he said he'll be here at such and such a time. I won't be here. You just come in and sit down with us.
So, do you want to run across town with me to that real quick while Gennaro's taking?
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, that's the thing is, like, so far when we just split up right now, I thought you and I were already gone. Apparently we did.
Yeah, we have Gennaro with us though. He obviously can't come.
Well, as it stands right now, I guess we're all back in the square together, and we can send Gennaro with them and do the other stuff. Although,
Yeah, Gennaro can hang out with us, though. It's yeah. It
I still
sounds
think
like
we need to give him a bus ticket because I feel like he's not really. Well, I guess you guys worked it out, but he's not really helping us all that much anymore, and he seems like a liability.
Yeah, I
leave
plan
him-
on talking to him about it.
if you leave him with us and he decides to run off, it's probably something that we probably wouldn't pursue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he
And-
knows that too.
And I think you know that, and I think that's kind of the agreement well, we weren't there for that, but it kind of sounded like what Dallas's point to you was, you know.
Well, but anyway, yeah. I mean, although I would like to personally, I would like to go to the group and question these women. From Leopold's point of view, I can go to the meeting as well.
Yeah.
We could split up even more. We split up 4 ways, 5 ways.
You know, I have at some point an errand to run in Marienburg. But that I need to go talk to that Cathayan person again, but that's almost something that I could do without.
We're not far from there,
Taking
right? We're like across the water.
Yeah, that's almost something I can probably do on my own with Miguel. Like it might not be worth taking up everybody else's game time for. It's kind of a side thing.
Well, here's the thing: if we have like too many things to do, we could completely split up and then just meet back at whatever it is, the salty or the rusty mermaid. What is it?
The busty mermaid.
The busty. I can't read these. Part of it is I did it down, but also it's like the purple and the blue is hard to read.
Yeah.
The busty mermaid.
Well, yeah, I can. I'm really close to that location, but again, like instead of taking up game time, I might be able to. I can ask Miguel about it, but we could probably do that on our own. Probably just quick conversation anyway.
Mm-hmm. where he turns you into a minion of chaos.
Oh, the Cathayan
I'm back.
was the target.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of the sad things is that, unfortunately, Cathayans, through the history of Warhammer, were almost always, when portrayed individually, worshipping chaos.
No, what are you saying? It's nice.
They're sort of loosey goosey with their
Well,
their feelings about
No,
chaos.
they're also very, very badly stereotypes. They're all
yeah.
like every evil Asian villain from like a 1930s movie. It's basically the way Cathayans are portrayed in the what little coverage they got that was official.
Well,
You know,
there is this thing about Cathayans that they actually have this kind of celestial bureaucracy, which means that they get few mutations, because before Zinch will be able to grant you the mutation, he literally has to like fill a number of papers, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. I think what you're saying, Andy, is you're talking about the ambassador, the Cathayan ambassador in Marienburg, who has
well,
been,
no, I'm talking about just generally the way they were portrayed in
because in their land, like worship of chaos is permitted to some degree, because they see the chaos gods as just part, of natural order, so to speak. But if you are like too extreme, they kick you out. There was this one Cathayan guy in older material, I think first edition Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, who was essentially exiled because he was too hardcore. But other than that, I'm not really sure. There's not that much info on Cathay, except for the fact that they have monkey monks, stone
Right.
dogs who breathe fire. Their emperor is supposedly a dragon or perhaps a vampire, one of the first ones, and that they have armies of terracotta soldiers, like whole armies of just clay automatons, so to speak.
I've got two of the old temple dog models.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
One a hobgoblin, one dark elf. But
Cool.
Yeah, and what's cool about Cathay is that they employ a lot of mercenaries, even permit Hang and Kurgan tribes to trade with them in the north. So and of course it's like the biggest country in the world. Like there's no bigger country than Cathay. There is quite a few bits of info about them in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Companion for 2nd edition, but other than that, it's just, there's nothing at all.
well, there was that old set of rules that was done. I don't know if you saw the review of it on Awesome Lies. I don't know if it was finished or if it was unfinished, but still made it out into the public. But the guy was basically saying that it was very. I mean, it followed Warhammer fantasy role-playing mechanics, but it basically had nothing Warhammer about it in it. But I don't know if you follow that blog or not.
There's also the border town burning rules from Mordheim. It was supposed to be like on the Silk Road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was
I came across
it was like kung fu monks and stuff. It was pretty cool.
All right. Well, so my vote, Leopold wants to go to the orphanage for sure.
Yeah, I think that's our next stop. But
And
We
then
have-
Sally
I
just
have a-
remembered he has a meeting.
yes,
And
I have a
besides,
thing.
you can be more stereotypical when it comes to Asians than classic World of Darkness and their Asian line. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, it's just so fucking offensive. It's hilarious,
Yeah, the old world it's weird because in many ways they were very, very progressive.
Yeah,
You
they were.
know, with things like sexuality and stuff was all they were, very progressive with a lot of that stuff. But with other things, they were like, just terrible, terrible stereotypes. Although I don't know if you saw the thing, but I guess Mark Ryan Hagan was essentially defending neo-Nazis on Twitter. So he might himself not be terribly progressive.
Well, the Classic World of Darkness made a very good, very mature-themed add-on about Holocaust and how it was viewed from the perspectives of various factions in World of Darkness. I think that it's one of the best RPG books ever made. It's very sensitive. It's very respectful. I'm absolutely, in awe when it comes to this book. But then they've made a source book about gypsies, and when you play a gypsy, you have bonuses to stealing.
Yeah.
So yeah. So like, what the fuck? I was like, seriously. And if you're playing a German, then what? You have like, you regenerate health and you eat schnitzel and drink beer. Like, seriously, guys.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, that's what happens when you have a wide team of people working on things. You're going to get some people that are very understanding and of not being racists, and then you're going to get other people that don't have that same understanding.
Yeah, I also think
well, isn't like the old history of Warhammer pretty much just parodies in general?
Of
like
course.
Everything was a parody.
Look at the pygmies from Lastria.
Oh god.
Yeah, and like
Jesus
their characters, they just take like Marco Colombo and all these the characters.
Marco Colombo was innocent, like jab at Christopher Columbus, and then you have pygmies who are portrayed like it's 1920 something in the USA, right? And they have those huge lips, and they're just offensive, to even look at. I think I have a scan of the White Dwarf in which they are presented. It's really weird stuff, honestly.
You remember
it's like
Rob
Praetorian
Wheeler
Guard
got
versus
out
orcs. You know what I mean? Like,
for painting. Somebody commissioned him to paint a bunch of them, and he did. And he just got a ration of shit.
Yeah.
For even painting them for somebody.
Yeah, but like the same thing was with the source book about mafia and Italian societies in Classic World of Darkness. They've really portrayed these guys, as greaseballs, like eating spaghetti and
Well, even like
vendetta, omerta.
Giovanni was really bad for that too. There's every mafioso stereotype you can come up with.
Giovanni are always those Italian-looking vampires.
The Giovanni had like subservient clans though. There was like a Scottish clan that was mostly bankers. But
they got like one paragraph, and even then,
yeah.
Scottish bankers. I mean, come on, their stereotype is being penny pinchers. You know, I mean,
but I'm not sure if the Irish were also portrayed like those kind of. They were in War of the Apocalypse. The Fianna tribe. There were basically two factions. The faction that supported IRA, and the normal quote unquote faction, and they were fighting against each other. I get what they wanted to do. I really do, but they weren't really good at it. It more often than not, it was just silly. But like I said, in case of gypsies and Ravnos, it was just plain offensive.
It takes a finesse to do it right.
Yeah, and like I said, they had this. They had this from time to time, but nowadays I'm not really surprised that the new White Wolf is going all in the direction of political correctness.
Well, no, they're not. I mean, that's the problem. But they're going in the current White Wolf, the reformed one, is there's a ton of neo-fascist illusions in it.
Really? I thought that is complete. That is the complete opposite. Actually, they are taking the refugee crisis into consideration. They are once again taking huge they are talking about LGBT issues and so on.
No, that's that was the White Wolf spinoff that was there was a spinoff from a lot of the crew, the former White Wolf crew, and they had the rights to do like the 25th anniversary stuff.
Okay.
And then they were very progressive, but then they lost it, and a new White Wolf company was created.
Okay.
And those
It's a Swedish company, right?
Yeah, they're Swedish, and they're they're. I mean, I say it's a bunch of neo-fascist stuff. It is.
I think there's a lot of
I don't
info.
think that they actually believe that. I think it's more of they are like, oh, we just want to be edgy, so we're gonna say, stuff that's gonna offend people.
Yeah, well, it's not like I said. It's nothing new when it comes to White Wolf. I mean, their whole Black Dog line was created mainly to offend people, and for me, it's one of the. It's actually better than their main line. I much more prefer the mature theme, like mature themes in my games, than some wishy-washy stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, but it's still, it has to be done right. That's always.
Yeah,
the problem.
I know. Well, but then again, fascists. There was a whole tribe of werewolves half of whom were fascists, right? The Get of Fenris. They had this white supremacy thing going with them. At least some of them.
Right, but you can do that in a way that is good, right? Like you can do that in a way that makes people think about
what you're trying to tell. Of course, I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus, just being stupid about it, right? Just because it's too easy. Like to be offensive for the sake of offensiveness and then call yourself edgy, It's like, well, no.
Yeah.
Like Richard Pryor or Chris Rock were offensive, but they were offensive in a way that made you think about what they were saying, right? Whereas, Carlos Mencia was offensive for the sake of being offensive just offensive, right? So.
Yay, mommy.
Yeah. Hey, no, that means I can go upstairs where it's quiet.
Okay, guys. So let's return to our adventures.
Yeah.
You're trying to make your way to the Shalayan orphanage. But by the way, Andy, we need to talk more about this in the future. I think it's a very good discussion topic. So,
excuse me.
You're trying to make your way to the Shalayan orphanage, but first you must meet with Marcus, who of course is waiting for you. But my question is, are you going to the guardhouse first? Or not?
I don't think we're gonna do that anymore because I don't think there's any angle to play at that point.
I think it's still a avenue worth going down,
I'll see you at the orphanage, says Leopold.
Hey, actually, Leopold or Lucas, can one of you guys come with me? I have a thing across town.
Well, Leopold's getting ready to get on the boat and tell him to take him to the orphanage.
Well, it's on the way back, right?
No, actually.
Well,
it's
actually, he's got to go to the Cat's Piss, which is way the hell and
Yeah.
across town. So
I mean, the
you
other
can drop-
option is I have the guy's name, but that would take some.
Again,
go
roll
do your
for.
thing.
Okay, Sally, you don't even have to roll for intelligence. You can actually listen to this brand, listen to one of our prior games. The halfling specifically told you that this is a one-way deal. He's only going to arrange this once, and if you miss it, tough shit. So it's
Yeah, he's going, right? You're going, Sally, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you?
I could go by myself, I guess. I mean,
No,
Why don't we get dropped off, or we'll split up in whatever order you want. We'll go get dropped off at the Winklemark, and then because that's kind of on the way, and then you get dropped off wherever you need to be, and then just
and
come
then the boatman will
meet
go back
us.
to you.
Meet us at the orphanage whenever.
because
you're done.
we can walk. We can walk. We can meet back
Or
at
the
the
end.
Lusty Mermaid. Yeah, because we can make it across land. So you take the boat
Yeah.
and have him take you back to the Busty Mermaid when you're done, and he just drops us off at the Shalayan Orphanage, and we can make our way back to the Busty Mermaid.
Yeah. We'll meet you
All right,
back,
Gennaro, you
Musty
go
Mermaid.
with
Try to
them.
get there before dinner in case we want to do something the evening.
I'm not missing dinner. So.
Yeah, well, you don't know how long it will take for you to get there, Brian. But
Yeah, that's why I'm just saying if
Yeah.
try
Well,
to
I'm
get
not-
back.
I do think one of us probably should go with him. I mean, because it is a crime boss type thing, right? Like that's not something you go into by yourself.
I was thinking you or Leopold.
I can do it. I don't mind doing it.
All right.
Yeah, Leopold's got a bee in his bonnet about going to the Chilean temple.
I'll go with you then. There.
And
With
Gennaro,
Gennaro.
you go with Vincent and Leopold then, because you don't want to come to this.
Gennaro just nods. Very well. So how are you doing this? Who's going where? First of all, Marcus tells you that he can drop you off not far from the Shrine Orphanage. He knows where it is.
Yep. And then he takes the rest to wherever hell he needs to go.
He scratches his head and his, unkempt beard and says that it will take at least 3 hours to get there, to Cat's Piss.
What if we help you row?
Because
What if it,
no, it's not about it's not about rowing, Miner. He says, Mineren. It's about the traffic in the canals, and on the Reich itself. At this point of the day, there are a lot of ships coming back and forth, including very big ones. So we need to be extra careful if we don't want to meet Manan. If you catch my drift.
Let's
Get it drift on a boat.
yeah, let's not put a move on it, I guess.
well, I got one question would be how long would it take if you just went straight there? Would it still take 3 hours or would it take less?
From here,
Yeah, can we go there first?
Yeah.
maybe like 2.5, I guess.
Okay.
Let's-
so not saving
Let's
the
go
whole
there
time.
first, because that's. Sorry, but
What-
I'm on a schedule, guys.
Well, what I'm saying is the ones of us that are going to the orphanage, we can walk there. I mean, it'll probably take us
Yeah.
a long time, but we have time. You don't. So if you guys want to take the boat straight to the thing, and we'll walk to.
Remember that the woman in the cage is essentially dying.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what everybody else's opinion is, but I don't know how much more information we're going to get from her. If she's right,
I don't-
well then, if she's innocent, well then, the kid might be a mutant. If she's not
personally, I don't-
innocent,
Yeah.
then whatever.
Well, I don't think. I think the cost benefit ratio of trying to get information from her is difficult because we essentially have to murder the guards or do something to the guards in order to get her, to even talk to her. And
Yeah,
so,
we'd have to do something at night, and I just don't know how much more information we will get.
right.
Like, will she tell us something about the mutation? Does she know something? But it's like, she thinks he's a mutant. What else would we get from her?
Right.
Except for, letting an innocent person, saving an innocent person. But, how much, what's the cost of doing that?
I usher Lucas and Marcus into the boat.
Yeah, well, remember, Jason, that you don't know what she's going to tell you. From
Yeah, like, that's what
right
I
now
mean,
you've only heard version of people who declared her the witch to be a witch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So, like, and quite frankly, Vincent right now is probably like, yeah, she is a witch.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
Leopold definitely is like. Yeah, she's probably a witch.
yeah, so, like, I guess we're not super concerned about her fate yet, but we need more information to break a witch out of jail, essentially. So I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of an Imperial back then. Witches are a common thing, and how often do they find out witches are innocent? So, like,
Only after they're dead, usually.
yeah.
Right, but I don't think at this point we even need to worry about passing judgment. I think we got to get information from her. That's all.
I'm just wondering what information we would get that we don't already have.
Well,
Oh,
for
why
me,
go without asking,
it's
though?
Yes.
Well, but my point is what's the risk to us to gain that information, and is that risk worth it? I mean, obviously, getting some information out of her would be better than getting none, but at what cost? You know,
Yeah.
being thrown in jail again.
Yeah, like if we find something else out at the orphanage, like this was just a scheme to gain power or something like that, then
Out of character, that's what I think it is. But
yeah, same here. But it's like, are we going to go up against the Marienburg police and just like how far are we going to go?
Except this kid's not in Marienburg. This is, I mean, clearly, if we have to catch up with this guy, like, we don't have to go against the Marienburg police in the end. We just got to get more information on, because here's the thing. We're going to end up having to go after him regardless, because if he's faking it, he's going to need to be stopped. And if he is, well, that's going to be a whole nother set of things. So, I think that we need as much information as we can get prior to leaving, so that we know what to be prepared for when we leave.
all right. Tell you what. Let's just stick to our plan of going to. You guys do your thing. We'll do our thing, and then we'll meet back at the Busty Mermaid, and we'll see about a night raid to the.
Yeah, that's kind of my
Consider.
thing. I don't think we could do anything until it gets dark. So we might as well do everything we can and try to get done before dark.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So, where to go first? Asks Marcus. Sorry.
I guess we'll meet you at the Busty Mermaid around dinner time or later, depending on how long it takes you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna leg it,
Yep.
and hopefully
Okay.
we don't get lost.
On a shrug my pack on my shoulders and prepare to make some miles.
sounds good.
And then we're off.
All right.
Probably in the wrong direction.
10 hours later.
Very well. Yeah. So first of all, those
Caliber.
of you who go to the Busty Mermaid from here, you need to, of course, pass either a navigation test, which will be hard.
I didn't think they were going directly to the Busty.
No, we're going to the temple. I think
The
I have an either.
orphanage. We're going to the orphanage.
To the
Right,
orphanage.
exactly.
So you need to pass at least 2 gossip tests to reach it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's
We're gonna-
rolling?
What's your fellowship?
I can roll because I have some points in gossip and my fellowship isn't terrible. It's bad, but it's not terrible. So
Alright.
I'll roll.
Okay.
Roll.
Okay. Where's gossip?
Nice.
Alright.
You
Bonus?
asked for directions. You're
Yeah,
on your
ask
way
directions to Winklemark. Okay.
to the orphanage.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's where the orphanage is.
All right. So second test, please.
Okay. Boom.
Very nice. It took you 2 hours, but you were directed to the Shalayan orphanage. You see that actually finding the orphanage was quite easy, because the people were very helpful in directing you towards it. There's a narrow alley that runs parallel to a stinking canal and actually to the rundown sagging building at its end. Although the building has freshly whitewashed walls, it has seen better days. A low fence runs in front and beyond it, and you can see a small courtyard where 3 Shalayan initiates sit surrounded by a circle of children, singing with varying amounts of enthusiasm. Other initiates supervise older children behind them as they work to erect a large stone platform. But, now, who's going with Sally?
Erect a large.
I went
Lucas.
with Sally.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this sounds like a little Wicker Man going on here with the large
Lucas
stone
and Sally, it took you a little more than 2 hours to make your way through the river Reich, between various barges, merchant ships, warships, small rafts and boats. But eventually, you've been dropped off in Gautberg. Marcus asks if he's going to be needed to take you back, and how
Yeah,
much it
just
will take.
Wait here.
How much it will take for you to, return.
It could be 2 hours,
He
but probably
says,
shorter.
Very well, I will wait for you here then. And
Back.
Thank you, sir.
and you're making your way to Cat's Piss through, well, more or less familiar streets of the Gautberg ward. Eventually, you reach the narrow alley, in which there's the entrance. You're actually not surprised to see Marco, Sally, waiting outside. The henchman who took you and Vincent to Little Cafe. He's smoking a pipe, and as you approach, he looks at you. Oh, you're back.
I'm here for a meeting.
I don't think it's a good idea for you to enter this place.
You have to be a little more specific.
Well, the meeting was supposed to be this morning.
Was it really? Like,
Yes.
out of character?
Yes, it was really. You can even hear it in the audio recording, Brian.
Yeah.
So when the guest arrived and you haven't arrived, he got kinda angry, and the boss had to defuse the situation, so to speak.
Is he still available to talk to, or is he no longer available to talk to?
Who, the guy that you were supposed to talk to?
Yeah.
Well, there won't be another meeting. The boss told us explicitly. It was a one-time deal for your services. And, you've made him look like a fool. Like, it's like, it's no business of mine, but he was pretty angry.
Well, I hope we could do more business together, but I guess I'll have to find my own way.
Well, I can take you to him if you like. You can try and speak with him, but it will be on your own head.
Let's do it.
Very well. Are you coming as well? He asks you, Lucas.
Sure.
But you're entering
Attaboy.
Cat's Piss to meet with Whiskers, the halfling.
I'm not fighting any more demons for a sword.
Vincent.
Quitter.
Join Vincent. No, just kidding. Or maybe I'm
Leopold
not.
thinks to himself how he is so glad he is not
You're
going
making,
to the Cat's Piss.
yeah, you're making.
This was such a nice walk.
You're making your way through the interior. People here are gambling, drinking. This place runs really well. You can see it. Eventually, you've passed two guards at the very end. They gave you funny looks, Sally, but didn't say anything. At the end of the corridor, Marco knocked 3 times at the door. Come in! You can hear from the inside. He opened the door, let you in. I'll wait for you here. Good luck. He closed the door. Inside, there's of course the office of the halfling in question, Whiskers. He is checking some papers, writing some stuff. There are quite a lot of papers on his desk. There are of course also 6 of his thugs, sitting at the walls, playing a game of chance and cards, drinking, but sparingly. You can see that Whiskers actually has small glasses on his nose. Yes, what is it, Marco? I'm busy, can't you see? Oh. He looks at you. Wow, look who came back. You've got some nerve, cousin.
Exclusively getting around by boat has complicated my schedule. My apologies.
You know what time of the day it is?
I can guess.
So were you like rowing that boat towards Norska or what?
We had errands to run around town.
Yes, and you also had a meeting with men that
Right.
I've known for many years and that I'm making business with. And then you haven't showed up. And the man was very angry about that. Very angry.
We have a mutual friend. I'd like to reach out to him again.
That was a one-time deal. If you want, you can ask in town about him. I'm not going to make a full second time for you. We had a deal as well, cousin.
There's
We had a deal as well. You were told to be here today, early, to meet with this man. I've arranged everything. I've sent my men to him. I've told him that it's very important, that you want to make business with him, that you're a serious businessman, even though I didn't really believe in what I was saying, but you know, I want to help. And then you don't show up.
where can I find him? I mean, why not just send me to him?
You can ask about him in Kruyersmoor ward. Southeast. The most southeast ward of Marienburg.
Any particular way that I should ask for him?
Just asked about... By the way, what was the man's name? I think it was Wilhelm.
Did we have a name for him?
Yeah,
Like,
it was-
The
it
gang was called the Stack of Knives. I
Yeah,
thought.
oh yeah. Just ask about stack of knives, and well, be prepared to pay a lot to get that information. Kruyersmoor is not a very nice place to be, but it's still better than Dude Canal. Just don't go there alone. My advice.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I've told you that. Now you can go. I still have.
I tip my hat.
All right. You emerge from the office. Marco looks at you. Well, you're still alive. I'm rather surprised. The boss must really like you. Come.
Yeah, we're loosely related, I believe.
He looks at you like he doesn't really believe you. You've noticed that
I kind
despite
of crack a smile like I was joking. Yeah.
you've noticed that despite him being, you know, a big oaf, like looking like a big oaf, this man is not stupid. That's the thing. He's smart. He leads you outside. He like, you know, he takes something out from under his winter jacket, a small bottle, hands it to you. Here, for good luck. I admire a man who's brave enough to, well, make amends for his poor decisions, you could say.
What was it that he gave me?
He gave you a bottle, essentially a bottle of strong ale. It will keep you warm at
Oh.
night. Very good stuff.
I give him a gold, and I told him to put it on the one of the tables for good luck.
Very well. I will. Praise run out. Good luck, boys, he says, and he returns inside. Meanwhile, Vincent and Leopold, are you approaching the Shalan orphanage?
Well, I'm just trying to think if there is some foul play going on, would the best way to be asking around without yet confronting whoever's in charge, just kind of get a feel of the place, or were you thinking of going straight to the top, or poking your head around and just seeing what's going on? And I kind of gesture to the strange stone
Well, I
formation
definitely.
that's being erected.
I think we should investigate that for sure because that seems odd. But I mean, we could try like one person asking the kids and one person asking the, or we could go separately and ask the kids and separately and ask the priestesses, and we could play the tack of asking some of the lower level ones first what's going on, and we might hit on something before we go straight to whoever the new prioress is.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should kind of go to her kind of last.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
So maybe we start out by looking and seeing like what's the stone slab thing here.
So, are
Do
you
we want to be so blunt, or
Well, why not? Well, okay. So there's a bunch of priestesses and a bunch of kids and a stone slab.
Yeah.
Okay. Since they're in the middle of singing, maybe we should just like mill about and look at the stone while they're finishing up their song.
all right? Sounds good.
So you're approaching the entrance.
Yep.
As you're approaching the entrance, you see that of course you were spotted. You're the only ones in the alley. The initiates quietly gather up the children, and you see that one of the initiates, quickly scampers towards the entrance to the orphanage itself, while another one of them, a girl, very young, with a flushed red face, approaches you just as you are about to enter. Hello, Mainen? She speaks nervously.
Hello.
How may I help you?
So we're here inquiring about the boy.
Very well.
Sorry.
Please wait here while Abbess Latsen will meet you. I'm sorry. She when she speaks,
ma'am, real quick.
When she speaks, she's not looking at you. She's looking intensely at her feet.
Before you go,
She's not going anywhere. She essentially blocks your entrance to the courtyard.
Okay.
You see that the children are all looking at you, with wide eyes. They're very interested in why you came here. The initiates, however, are have positioned themselves so that they are actually kind of protecting them and looking at you and your weapons with obvious disdain. So, anyway. After a moment or two, a woman appears. You see that...
Did somebody run and get her?
yes, an initiate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see that she's very thin, actually. She's rather tall, very thin. Her face has a regal sharpness about it, and she has intense blue-gray eyes and very well-kept iron-gray hair. She's not smiling. She's also unusually hale for a woman of her age, and like I said, her limbs have a whipcord thinness to them. She approaches you. The initiate who summoned her, another girl, following closely behind and looking at her feet. She walks towards you, and without saying anything like "Hi, hello," "What is your business here?" she asks sharply, very sharply.
Twofold. First, and I kind of gesture to Leopold.
She leans forward. You see that she's cocking an eye, and her cheeks are reddening. Well, what is it?
Go ahead, Leopold.
We're here to question you about the boy.
Question me? How dare you?
Yes.
Who are you to make such assumptions?
It's not an assumption, ma'am. I'm a follower of Sigmar. I must know.
Well, this is not a temple of Sigmar. This is a place dedicated to Holy Shalaya. You were saying... Wait a minute, you were saying that you are here to talk about the boy? The Carl?
Yes.
Oh, very well. In that case, you can actually enter. But you need to leave your things here, your cloaks and your weapons. I will not permit any of these things in my orphanage, dedicated to Goddess of Mercy.
It's a trap.
I look at Jason. Vincent, do you want to stay here and hold my things?
Marietta, girl, don't be
Sure.
tardy. Take their things and bring us wine when you do so. Hurry up! Are you deaf as well as stupid? She addresses the girl right behind her. The girl walks at you. Walks towards you and offers to take your things, essentially.
Yes, Leopold. Give me your stuff. I'll go with her. You go with the abbot. I'll keep an eye on our things. I'll stay behind.
You won't lose your things. You don't have to worry about that. Says
No, that's all right. That's all right. Leopold has it under control. I'll politely wait behind wherever you plan to store the weapons.
Very well. In that case, girl, take their things, place them there where this man can watch over them, and then bring us wine. And be quick about it! She says. The girl just nods, doesn't say anything. Takes your stuff and essentially places them on a bench to the left side of the entrance. And Vincent, you are left there. She leaves you with them. And then follows you, Leopold, and and the abbess.
Okay.
You are walking through the corridors of the orphanage. They are all in quite a good. They are all in quite good condition. Although here and there you can see patches of mold, and some of the furniture is a bit dusty. Oh, by the way, you can see the portrait of the prioress. Abbess. I've added it to the handout section. Sorry that it's so small. I couldn't find any bigger format in the internet. This is Gerda Lutzen, the current abbess of the orphanage of Shalaya in Marienburg. As you're walking, Lutzen from time to time takes a glance towards the young initiate, Marietta Kuhn. Looks at her with a smirk, and says to you, Leopold, "Sister Kuhn is being disciplined. We pray her labor and silence teach her the humility proper to her station." And then, continues walking. Leopold, you can roll for intelligence.
That doesn't sound in the least bit dirty.
Hot non-action.
The spankings. Oh!
Is it time to make another Monty
So
Python
close.
and the Holy Grail reference?
Actually, you know what? You've passed. It's because it's a quite easy roll. You are seriously surprised to find that, Lutzen talks to this girl that way, because this is a bit cruel, and she's taking a little too much delight in her clever punishment for being a priestess of the Mercy Goddess.
Right.
Yeah. And Vincent, you were also surprised at her, sharp and unpleasant tone towards both you and the girl at the entrance. Just so you know.
Yeah, and while I'm at the entrance, I'm going if other classes or other employees are walking by, I'm going to try to get their attention. And
no, they're not. They are essentially, some of the kids are singing, while the while the others are erecting this strange stone platform. Both groups are being supervised by the initiates, and it's rather clear to you that none of the initiates wants you to talk to either them or their charges.
is is there any shape that whatever they're constructing out of stone looks like?
No, but you can take a +10 perception test.
Okay.
Looks like an elder sign.
Ooh, I might re-roll. Use spend a luck for that.
All right.
Nope.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. We'll return to that later because that's a botch.
Okay.
But first, Lucen takes you, Leopold, to her office, which is rather opulent. As you can see on the artwork, there are thick, expensive-looking drapes over the window. The window is actually, of course, made from glass, so that in itself is a mark of status, so to speak. She quickly, she tells Marietta to fetch you some wine, and admonishes her for her tardiness and being slow. Hurry up, girl! Hurry up! I swear to Shalaya, you will learn. I will make you learn. Stuff like that. Well, pour him some more. It's only half a cup. Stupid girl. Stuff like that. Anyway, after the girl poured both you and her generous measure of wine, she takes a sip. Well then, what is your business with us? By the way, when she said us and we, she said that a couple of times. You know that it's a way of speaking. It's noble people way of speaking. Not I, but we.
I got it. The royal we.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us. You are here because of Carl.
Yes, we have been to see the witch, and I wish to know more of this boy, and if he is truly the second coming of Sigmar.
Let me tell you about him. We always knew Carl was a blessed child. The very night he was left at the orphanage door, a twin-tailed comet was seen to shine overhead. He was the finest of the children, even as a baby, strong and clever, and yet kind. We would have raised him with the other, less fortunate children, but the ready jealousy of the other youths caused us to keep him separate to prevent any difficulties. Every day he grew more noble and handsome, yet who could have suspected his true destiny? A few weeks ago a pair of unseemly men came and asked to see the children, saying their master wished to hire one of our boys as a manservant. We do not know how they noticed Carl, for he was kept to an upstairs room, but the boy could be willful and sometimes would slip out. However they saw him, their intent was made clear when a week later they broke in, killed poor sister Hirzel, and stole the boy away. Oh, the rage that filled us at the thought of him in the hands of those evil men! We did not doubt they were servants of some foul power, and we instructed all the sisters to leave their duties and search the city for him. But we need not have worried, for Shalaya herself was watching over him. The very morning the boy was seen to kill his kidnappers with a hammer, single-handedly. All who saw the miracle recognized the boy as holy and rushed to worship him. The crowd brought him to Helmut, a priest of Sigmar in the city, and before the multitude Helmut proclaimed the boy was Sigmar reborn! The faithful flocked to him, and we hurried to add our blessing as well, for even then there were those filled with jealousy and hate who spread awful lies about him. But those voices have been silenced, and now his faithful have carried him out into the world to fulfill his glorious purpose. We only regret we did not witness the miracle of him slaying those terrible men with our own eyes, she says.
Yes, praise Sigmar.
Yes, and Shalaya as well. Oh, by the way, she told that in exactly that tone, that kind of tone.
Yeah. Yes. When did they leave? When did Carl and
a couple of days
Helmut
ago.
leave? Okay. Do you know where they were headed?
No, but my guess would be Aldorf. It's normal for Carl to fulfill his destiny to become our leader, the leader of all mankind.
And when did you discover that the previous prioress was a witch?
She looks at you there's a grimace on her face. Well, I've suspected it for some time, actually. I was sure when Prioress Widman emerged from the crowd right in front of Temple of Sigmar, and with some witch hunter fool declared Carl to be mutant. How could she? I always knew that she was that there was something about her. When first the boy was brought to us, all those years ago, she told us to return him to the witch hunters because he was dangerous. But we knew better, me and my sisters, and we hid him. We hid him, and we've raised him far away from her heretical eyes.
Yes.
Yes.
You say she came with a witch hunter. This is disturbing. Do you know his name or his whereabouts?
He probably was killed. The crowd rushed them when they declared Carl to be a mutant. I don't know how this fool was called. It doesn't matter, he's probably dead now. I just wish that he could be killed more than once. People like that deserve this.
Yes. I am soon to join the ranks of the witch hunters myself, and I
Well,
want to
make
know
sure
if
not to
there's
be
any heretics.
not to be an idiot like that one, or else the faithful will make you pay.
Faithful to Sigmar.
Faithful to Carl, you mean?
Well, Carl is Sigmar.
Yes. Or perhaps
Well, then-
you don't believe that as well.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Very well. Very well.
We're talking about the same thing here, I thought. Anyway, okay.
Team Carl.
Marietta, fetch us some more wine and be quick about it. The girl-
Is there? Can I sort of, as we're talking, can I sort of glance around the room for any signs of anything funky?
You see that there are, books on the shelves. There are, of course, symbols of the dove.
A giant 8-pointed star painted on the wall.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Archaon is hiding behind a lamppost. Just waiting.
Some horns coming out from underneath her bonnet.
A flayed body on the floor. Nothing out of the ordinary.
The tentacles on the chair are slowly moving around your arms.
Just seriously, there is nothing strange here.
Okay.
There are just scrolls, books, incense like bowls, symbols of Shalaya, stuff like that. It's a very well appointed room, but there is nothing strange here.
Do you think I'd be able to talk to any of the other children? You say they were all jealous of him. Did he have any
We
friends?
fear that would be a waste of your time and interfere with their duties. And in truth, not all of those in our charge are as free of the voice of gossip as we are. There are those prone to spreading foolish rumors. We regret we must deny you your request.
I see. Is the other girl still sitting in the room with us?
Yes, she's standing, in one corner, essentially, looking at her feet.
Okay. All right.
Could just adopt one.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd like to hire one of your children as a manservant.
Well,
Because that's not weird at all.
yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, I think we'll skip that. Okay, well, trying to think if there's anything else I want to ask her.
If that's all, I would ask you to leave. We would ask you to leave. We still have a lot of duties to perform, and the day is short. Marietta will show you the way out. Can you do that, girl? Are you too dumb to even do that? She asks her. The girl just, shakes her head as to indicate that she's not dumb enough to show you the way out. Well then, go on. Take back our
Thank you
guest
for
to
the
entrance.
delicious wine.
It is I who thank you for your inquisitive nature and your, for your showing respect to Carl Sigmar Reborn. Now leave!
Thank you.
And may the blessings of Carl and Shalaya be upon you.
Sign of the hammer, bow to her, and let the young lady show me out.
Yes. The young lady walks you out towards the door. Of course,
Okay,
she doesn't speak, and if she doesn't speak, she just, goes as quickly as possible to drop you off.
Okay, I try to engage her. I try to whisper to her, is there anything else I need to know?
She, when you are, making your way around the corner in the corridor, she stops, looks at you, looks at the way that you've came from, bites her lip, and then quickly shoves something into your hand, and then resumes walking, essentially.
I take it from her and I wait till we get outside.
And when she does shove it into your hand, she closes your hand around it, as to indicate that you should probably not show it to anyone.
Right, yeah. That was my intent, to not show it to anyone until
Yes.
we're outside.
And then he's going to show it to everybody.
Yes.
Hey kids, look at this.
It's a grocery list.
No, it's not. It's actually an incantation for summoning a bloodthirster of corn.
Again?
Yeah. No, just kidding. Anyway, you emerge onto the cold day of Marienburg. You can still see some of the children singing, surrounded by the initiates. Well, actually surrounding the few initiates. You can see more of them working at the strange stone platform. Marietta walks you towards the bench at which Vincent is sitting. Vincent, by the way, how much money did you have with you right now?
Everything.
Which is exactly?
Geez, 43 crowns,
Oh, wow.
14 shillings, and 11 pennies.
Roll d10, please.
Five.
That's how much you've lost. Apparently, someone came from behind you and opened your purse in between the bars of the fence and took some money.
Okay.
5 pennies, huh?
Yeah, by the way, yeah, no,
Right,
gold crowns.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, unfortunately. So anyway, Leopold, have you passed the test? Yes, you did, right? No, wait, you
What
didn't.
test is that?
Plus 10 perception. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
He never made a test. I was the only one that made a perception test on that thing.
So please roll.
That
All
looks
right.
like a success, I think.
You've passed. Excellent. So first of all,
I wake up apparently because I was asleep.
yeah, you actually, yeah, let's just say that you've dozed off a bit. First of all, you, Leopold, you've noticed that the children singing, they are actually singing. The Shalayan initiates are leading the children in a religious song about Sigmar, not Shalaya, and that the stanzas have been changed to refer to Sigmar's return.
Okay.
And you've also noticed that one of the girls building the stone platform whines, "Why do we have build a shrine to dumb old Carl before an initiate boxes her painfully on the ear?" You see that Sister Kun only shakes her head at this and silently leads you to the gate. Well, actually to the bench, and then both of you to the gate. Then, bows her head and returns inside.
I pick up my weapons as we go outside.
Yeah.
And I say to Vincent, something fishy is going on here. This is supposed to be a Shalayan temple, but they're doing things to the second coming of Sigmar, and there's something wrong with the new prioress. There's something weird about her. And I have something in my hand from one of the initiates that we'll take a look at it when we get farther away.
Do we want to leave right now? Right now we're inside the gate.
Well, we're not. Well, I just want to get away from people seeing what I have. You know, I don't want to. If this girl is our contact, I don't want to endanger her right here.
Yeah, but if we leave the gate, they might lock it and not let us in again. Just something to think about. I don't know. Well, I don't know what was said in there, but if
well, so where are we standing right now?
You're right at the gate leading to the alley. You're at the...
so we're still inside, I assume.
Yeah, but
because that was my intention, was not to leave right away.
Oh, okay. Well, they don't want us talking to anybody, and they're pretty much the lady pretty much told me to get the hell out. So
that she did.
So it's just, is there anybody right around us other than...
No, like I said, the children and the initiates are far away from you, and you know.
Okay, let's take a look at this thing she slipped in my hand, and then we'll see if we need to go in guns blazing or what the deal is.
You can check.
Here, I'm going to reach into my... Let's see. Let me check
you
something
can see that
really
the initiates are rather surprised that you haven't left yet. Especially since you've got your weapons back.
Well, yeah, I want to reach into my pack and hand Leopold the book that I have, and I'm going to put it in the hand that he's holding the piece of paper in.
All right.
Like, why don't you read that? Can you read?
Yes.
Why don't you check the notes I have in this book?
Okay. I don't have the book.
And I'm yeah.
I don't know what is in my hand. I don't know if it's a piece of paper or what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a piece of paper. All right.
Okay.
So I presume that you checked the piece of paper.
Yes.
Check out the handout, Sister Khan's note.
I'm gonna kind of lean over the shoulder, like.
Lutzen is a fool who lies to you and to herself. You must speak to the true abbess outside the old temple of Sigmar in Templewick. While she yet lives, the boy is dangerous. One who is still loyal. Aha. Well, there you have it. Sounds like we're going back there tonight. And we may just have to murder some guards.
Meanwhile, Sally and Lucas, you are making your way back to the Basti Mermaid, I presume.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be better off handling Sally's side quest another time. I think we're kind of on a time crunch right now.
I think Gennaro should come with me, and I need to talk to him first. Because I'm not sure how deep into that you actually want to go, Lucas.
Not particularly.
Yeah, so Gennaro's already in it. So it might be best if I go with him in the future.
Yeah, and basically, you know, Sally, that it would take you quite a lot of time to do that, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, on a related note, we kind of discussed this during the break. Like the business I have with the Cathayan person, we could probably do that out of the game and not take up session time.
I think same with Brian. Honestly, it will be done, you know.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know I didn't forget about it. Like
no. I mean, I haven't forgotten about this as well. Anyway, you're making yeah.
I was just going to say because I don't think we had a particular time. It was just sometime after a couple days.
Yeah. No biggie.
Yep. All right.
Both of you, both of your groups are making your way back to the Basti Mermaid. Of course, Leopold and Vincent arrived there first. Like an hour later, Sally and Lucas join you in the main hall at one of the tables. I presume that you have eaten your dinner, guys, because remember, it took a few hours for you to get there. So let's see. First for Leopold and Vincent, what you were given. Leopold, you were given sardines and crusty bread, while Vincent got fish, eggs, and wine sauce.
Heck yeah.
Oh, by the way, of course, it costs money, so you had to pay like 10 pennies per meal, including a drink.
10 pennies?
Of course.
I reach into my pocket.
That's highway robbery.
I got it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No,
because they
you're
were first.
I reach into my pocket and immediately look at Leopold because it feels lighter than it did before.
Yeah.
I don't suppose we can haggle the cost of meals, huh?
No, you can't.
No? Alright, 10 pennies.
By the way, guys, remember that skills like haggling or even command, they're not like mind control. Sometimes they work, but sometimes people just won't haggle with you because they don't have to. Just in
so,
case,
I would suspect trying to haggle at a place like that's like trying to haggle at a restaurant now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's probably more a source of trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. So 12 pennies per silver.
Is that 10 per? Sorry.
It's 12 pennies per silver. Yeah.
Yeah, because I only, of course, I have 7 pennies, so I'm gonna have to give them the silver.
How much was the meal?
How much is it for 5 of us?
Well, that's just it. We have to pay for ourselves because
you weren't there, Brian. You've arrived an hour later. So an hour after that.
So was it 5 pence per or 10 pence per?
10 pence per.
10 pence per.
10 per person.
Everything's more expensive here.
Yeah.
All right.
It kills Leopold, but he pays it.
Sally and Lucas, I presume you also want to eat something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sally, you are given...
I'll pay for me and Lucas at least.
So 20 pennies total. You are given oyster stew and baked bread. And Lucas gets... crabs with garlic and butter. Fortunately for the price, the meals are very tasty, and the beer is also very good. Oh, by the way, Sally, are you also paying for Gennaro?
Yeah, he got there before me though, so I don't know if someone else wanted to pay for him. Since I mean, like I would, it's just I wasn't there.
So Vincent or Leopold, are you paying for Gennaro?
I'll pay for him.
Yes, I'll defer to Vincent.
Lucas. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Leopold is looking for it. He's like, "Where's my wallet?"
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
I mean, normally I just get everybody, but
yeah.
Yeah. So
honestly,
Lucas got crabs from the Busty Mermaid.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we did that joke last time.
It never gets old.
Yeah. He is commenting on these are unlike anything he ever got to eat growing up in Talabik land, and it's a whole heck of a lot of work getting to the meat, but it's good.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very tasty. So all of you are eventually sitting at the table. Discuss.
Well, I'll start. So it looks like there is something fishy going on with this new abbess, prioress, whatever you want to call her, and we've been encouraged to go speak to the witch. So,
encouraged to what?
We've been encouraged to go speak to the lady in the cage.
How do we
The
do
witch,
that?
you mean?
Yes, the witch. Which is which? Out of character. Is there a mechanic for bludgeoning people without killing them?
Yes,
Yeah.
strike to stun.
Okay.
I have it. Yeah.
Oh, it's an actual skill though, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shit.
And you need a blackjack.
No, you
Yeah.
don't. You can use a pommel, but you need to strike to stun.
Yeah, I if it's a skill, I don't have it. Does any
Does
one of
anybody
us
else
have
have
it?
it? I have it.
Okay.
The weakest fighting member of your party
I know,
has
really.
strike to stun.
I think Gennaro has it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he may have it, sure. I think he has
Can-
actually.
Can one of us use Sally as a weapon?
Can we use Sally as the blackjack?
Yeah.
Throw a halfling at them.
Well, or conversely, is there a way to grapple? To grab people. And
You
then-
can
and then
grapple
strike-
normally, but grappling just means that you are holding him in place, and he can still
Right.
scream. So, well, I get what you want to do, Sean, but it would require strike to stun essentially.
Okay. Yeah. So that's my thing. Is I would like to not have to outright kill the guards, but I don't know
Well,
what those other
Except for
solutions
the guards aren't there at night the whole time. They're patrolling.
are. Okay.
So, I mean, I think that we can easily. I mean, I think we might have to slink around in some alleyways, ideally wearing as much black clothes as possible and stuff. But I think that we can probably watch for the guards to pass and then go talk to her and then try to make a break for it before some of the locals rat us out.
Yeah. I'm considering stripping off my mail and just wearing the leather in order to be able to sneak around better. Because I don't think can I sneak in mail or no?
You can, but you have modifiers, negative modifiers.
Yeah.
So people are freaked out about some fish man in the streets. Is there any way we can
it's just
create a
old-
distraction?
It's just old man Williams trying to lower the price of nearby real estate so he can buy it on the cheap.
Yeah. And I would have gotten away with it too.
Thank you. Somebody got it.
If it weren't for you meddling kids.
Yep.
And that-
Meddling.
Halfling too.
Are we
What
calling
the
you Sally Ball now?
What?
Are we calling you Sally Ball now? Sorry.
Arcane was Fishman all along.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying is it sounds like we're at a place. So we went there. It doesn't seem kosher. They seem like they're starting a cult, essentially, to this new second coming of Sigmar, rather than being Shalayan.
And gee, that doesn't sound like an evil cult at all.
Well,
That doesn't sound like something a mutant would cause to happen.
It's something about it doesn't seem. Something seems odd. And he left 2 days ago. So I think we need to supposedly to Altdorf, and there was something about a witch hunter showing up with the abbess as well. So I think that's doubly important. Why we need to talk to her is we need to.
Did she say where the witch hunter was?
She wasn't forthcoming about the witch hunter, so
That's-
either she's lying about it or the lady just doesn't know. She said that he was probably killed by the crowd, which I just let go, but I find highly unlikely.
Yeah, or
No.
I do too.
or their little new cult got to him.
Yeah.
I wonder if these 3 men that were killed have been in any kind of Inquisition personnel or
Mm.
somebody of official business.
But
I don't know if there's a quick way to find out.
well, it seems to
Probably
me like
not
the
at
quickest
this
way is we need to figure out how to get her down and question her. And if we have to murder people to do it, so be it.
You would actually be able to question her through the bars.
Oh, through the bars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, only 6 feet.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, put your
Oh,
sword away there, Leopold.
And we should probably bring some food and potentially a
Poison?
canteen.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, she would probably need water more than food, because she's not given any water or food at all.
Yeah.
This is a death by like expiration, so to speak.
Is there any
Leopold.
way?
Could you really have the deaths of those guards weighing on your soul?
I don't think we need to kill anybody. Those
Oh.
guards are
Yeah.
innocent.
Well,
That will cause more trouble for us.
Well, I don't want to kill
What?
him. But I just, we got to do what we got to do because we got to talk to this lady.
I think
I respect exploring the option, but yeah, I don't think it's the way to go this route.
I would prefer
Yeah.
not to.
I think we skulk around and get an idea of the timing of the guards and try to question her before they come back again and all that kind of stuff. And if we can get her out, we can get her out. But quite frankly, I don't think that that's going to be possible if it's all iron chain and junk.
Well, if she'll just talk to us, we're
Yeah,
gonna
we need
have
someone
to,
to.
climb it, or it sounds like it because if it's 12 feet and then 4 feet hanging down, so that's what Michael was just saying is that it's like
Right. Right. No,
6
what I'm
feet
saying
up,
is-
so we can.
I'm saying even if we wanted to rescue her, I don't know that we could.
Right. Oh, I agree with you. I think rescue. I think she may be too far gone. First of all, but I think that greatly complicates our mission if we try to actually rescue her rather than just get information from her.
We could put her out of her misery as a way to repay her for talking to us. Someone just slips the fabric around her mouth back so she could talk, and then when she's talked, we could offer to.
Yeah, we might want to run that past her first.
Offer the offer.
Yeah.
You want to
Merciful
offer the offer.
Sigmar.
It's a bargaining chip. She looked pretty miserable,
Um,
and it's only going to get worse for her.
okay, so I guess we need to make sure we're in our dark clothes and whatnot, and have some food to take and some and a small canteen of water, and then I guess we should probably get there as soon as we can, so we can kind of scout the area out too. Because worst comes to worst, we might have to have one or two of us run a diversion with the guards.
Yep, the fishman.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because my thought was going to be to just have two of us feign a brawl with each other to get them to break up the fight. And, but the fishman probably would be much more of a wild goose chase.
Yep. We could just be running through the alleys saying it's the fishman. That
Yeah.
he's after us. Two people saying it in different locations. Will certainly stir. We'll start a rumor versus one guy being crazy.
Right.
Two guys being crazy.
We should probably, if we're going to do that, we should probably agree to how we're going to describe the fisherman, though, so our stories match.
Yep. And if 3 people are crying that there's a fishman, then. So I don't know, Sally. Do you? Are you a
I like
climber?
the idea.
Sally might need to be there just in case. I suspect Sally and Leopold are probably the ones that need to question her most. I think
We could do
Leopold
it
seems to
quietly.
be the most. Yeah, Leopold seems to be the most on point about talking about it, and then as well as Sigmar, the most Sigmarite. And then Sally, obviously, something like this always requires stealth and a thief, so that's probably better. Whereas, yeah,
Well, that's
Luke-
what I was gonna say is because I have silent move also, so that's why I was thinking of stripping off my chainmail and just going leather and
Hey,
trying to we can because I had the thief track for a little while, and sneaking
Yeah, I think
around.
we'd be a good team for that.
Yeah. And then you can stand on my shoulders to pull the rag out of her mouth.
just don't look like the fish man doing that.
Yeah.
Do you want to see if we could pick up some poison if she wants it?
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Except I don't know how. Yeah, that maybe might be more your purview is how to get that, and can we get it in a
If
timely
you want
manner?
to kill her, it would seriously probably be much easier using your bare hands, just so you know. That and the poison, first of all, is expensive, and second of all, it's rather hard to get.
It's
Yeah,
evening
that's
out now. Most
Yeah.
of the shops will probably
Yeah,
be closed.
let's not dilly dally or take time worrying about that stuff. A quick dagger in the eye socket will do it.
Well,
You know.
when you saw
Well-
that woman, a quick dagger anywhere would probably end her, honestly.
I
And
shake my head at Lucas or at Leopold.
I don't know if a priestess of Shalia will accept the offer to offer.
Yes.
Zing.
You finish your meals, and I guess you're ready to go. Good for you. That
well,
most of you.
so we need. Can we get would the best place to get a little bit of food and a canteen of water be at the place we're at, or
Yeah.
You do know that you have like food for travel, and you have
Right.
canteens
Right.
filled with water.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to be getting a canteen back if she really is a witch.
He doesn't want cooties.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. You can buy, you can just buy a canteen, a leather canteen of water here. It's like no big deal. A few pennies and it's all yours, right?
Yeah. Okay.
As for the food, same. You can buy, food like to eat outside.
Yeah. Just something like that. A small amount of that.
All right. So for a total of 12 pennies,
Yeah, I'll cover it.
they've gave you a bag, a leather bag full of water, a few hardtack biscuits, and a few strips of dry fish.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna pass that off to Leopold to give to the witch.
All right.
Hey,
Okay.
Sally, if you're confident that this
Wait,
witch
I'll be
isn't
back
a
in a
witch, you may want to consider trying to let her free. Keep your lockpicks with you. Obviously, don't let it
if it's an
compromise
option.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think worst case I'd offer the merciful way out.
Yeah.
She could lean on my sword if she wants or something.
I'll do the salute to more.
I'm surprised no one made a joke about that. You can lean on my sword anytime.
All right. Is it dark yet?
So Lucas, I'm thinking it's about 7 feet tall.
Green.
Has a tail at least 2 paces long. Green. Makes gurgling noises.
Fins on the side of its face.
You know,
Creature from the black.
carries a
black-
trident.
Carries a trident. Cool.
Has an eye patch because he's a pirate now.
Yep.
So you guys ready to do this? You guys
Yep.
gonna create a diversion, and then me and
Yeah. I think.
I
we
think the
should still-
diversion is backup.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
we still want to, try to get an idea of the timing of the watch. And if it's one of those ones, like if it's every 5 minutes, or every 10 minutes or every 15 minutes, like that's too, like that ain't gonna give you enough time.
Okay, if there's like a tavern nearby or something, or like just a place you guys could hang out with, looking discreet. You guys hang out there, and me and Leopold will scout it out and try and find some kind of pattern.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then when you guys go in, we'll each take an alleyway, and if we see guards heading your way,
Someone
we'll raise
within
an
eye
alarm.
shot of us can like yell, "Oh, it's the fish man!" And then when you guys hear that wherever you're standing, you yell it too. So hopefully, have the guards running everywhere except where we are.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I-
So
oh, yeah,
Leopold
I'm-
wants to
I'm
strip
gonna get
off
my,
his mail and put it in his backpack, if he can do that.
We should be able to leave it here. This is a pretty
Oh.
nice inn,
Oh,
right?
is it safe?
I think so. I mean, you're not leaving money here. You're leaving
I'm
your
here.
armor, which
I'm not leaving money. I'm just leaving mail that I can't afford. Well, I guess I could afford to buy. it
Okay,
back.
so what are you living in your room? And actually, do you still have like a room rented for the night?
Oh, we probably have to renew that, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
How much was it per night?
let's say it's 5 pennies per person.
Okay, that's
There are 5 of you, so it's 25 pennies. total.
Two
Okay,
silver
so
and a
2
pence.
silver. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
2 silver and a pence.
Yeah, and then that's the question: is would I be able to pack my chainmail in my backpack, or is that not possible?
Or one of the other guys could carry it, maybe, but that's a lot of weight.
if you take out all the other things, then yeah, you could probably do that.
Okay. Am I confident that nobody's gonna steal it out of my room?
You don't really know, but no, you don't think so. I mean, people
Okay.
here do not look like thieves. Well, most of them actually do not
And,
look like
and the
thieves.
door locks, right?
Yeah, of course, you have keys to your
Oh,
rooms.
that's right. I have a key in my prison wallet.
They
And-
might have a lockbox that you can give to the innkeeper.
Yeah, I'll just lock it in the room. I'll lock my mail in the room.
All right.
I want my other stuff
It's
handy.
the are there like hay beds?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, I
the,
wanna bury
the
mine in
beds,
the
the,
hay.
the mattresses are filled with hay, of course.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna bury mine in the hay then.
Your money?
No, my armor.
Oh, you have chainmail also?
You would destroy the mattress.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's not just like a
Yeah,
with hay in it.
they're
No,
like,
it's
they're
a
not that
mattress
big of
with hay.
mattresses to hide your entire armor inside.
I'm just
do we
gonna,
put it underneath?
I'm gonna roll
or
it up
like-
and put it under the bed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just out of sight. So like if a thief opened the door and looked inside, it would look like no one's been here.
Okay. So, Lucas, are you hiding something as well?
No, I mean I dressed in my normal clothes, and so I mean I don't really feel I look pretty normal.
Okay.
I'm carrying all my stuff
Or my dusty gnome cloak.
with a giant fish man around. I'm not going to leave anything behind. I want to take all my armor and weapons if I have to face that thing.
Very well.
Here it comes out at night.
So-
Yeah, I just want to get rid of the armor to be able to sneak better.
So you're taking some of you are taking all of your stuff with you. Others are hiding it.
Yeah,
under the
I
beds.
mean I'm. Oh, well, I mean if that's what you meant. Sorry, I thought you meant like hiding. Like yeah, I mean I'm probably not wearing all my armor because I that would look a little suspicious if I come running out being like, oh, it's a fish man, but I'm fully armed and armored.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm just in my normal clothes. Like I said, with I mean I have my hatchet on me and a dagger, but not much else than that.
So you're leaving the longbow as well.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah. I haven't been carrying that around with me in the city at all. It's a longbow.
Yeah, it would be strange.
Yeah.
I'm taking my kit.
I'm taking my.
I've been walking around with it the whole time. I don't think it's uncommon.
Yeah, I have my crossbow and my sword and dagger for sure.
Okay. So you're off towards Tempelvik. You are actually led by Leopold and Vincent, since they were the ones who found their way quite comfortably first to the Shrine Orphanage and then to the Basti Mermaid, so they know this world pretty well, for outsiders, that is. And in a little over an hour, you are approaching through one of the 4 lanes the Temple of Sigmar, and the well near which hangs the witch.
What time is it?
Well, let's just say that before you've eaten, before you've gathered all your stuff or left some of it, before you've arrived, it's like 9 p.m.
Okay.
Oh,
So don't-
It's already dark. Besides, remember that it's getting dark earlier because it's winter.
so yeah, I want to stop short of the intersection and give a little salute, and maybe about 50 meters or so away to kind of keep an eye out on the way we came
Okay,
per our plan.
very well.
Just so 3 of us aren't seen walking, or 4 of us aren't seen walking up to
5,
the
because
intersection.
Gennaro also is with you. Oh wait, no, actually, you know what? Gennaro stayed, because with his foot, he would be
Okay.
probably more of a nuisance, and he guards your stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay, there you go.
Gennaro stayed at the inn.
Okay, so so if we're generally coming from the direction of the east, Sally, do you want to move around to the north side and come from that way?
Sure.
If
So
we
let's
can
split up,
figure
you
out a way
mean?
to- Well,
Or just you and me go that way?
cut- just you and me, and I thought we originally talked about Lucas and Vincent were gonna kind of go in different directions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but close enough that we could hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can
One
hear
of you
us.
needs to be within eyesight, though, like, because we can't yell out for help. So one of you needs to see, and if one of us starts waving our arms or something, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
needs to start yelling about the fish man. And then you other guys should hear it too, wherever you are.
So are you approaching each from a different direction?
That's
Well,
what
I-
I would
Yeah.
like. Well, definitely, I would like Sally and I to come from a different direction than whatever the rest of them are.
Yeah. Me and Leopold need to be together.
Okay, so you and Leopold approach from one direction and Lucas from another, right?
Yeah.
And then Vincent's standing. He stopped short and is keeping a cover from behind, essentially. We're all watching different alleys.
And then, like, Gennaro somewhere as well.
No, he's
Gennaro
in the-
is at the inn.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because of his foot.
All right. So you're watching the plaza. It's dark there. There are no lights at all. There are no lanterns. There are no torches. Nothing. That said, you can see the familiar shape of the cage and the poor, half-dead woman placed inside. You don't see any guards yet. Are you waiting and just
Is-
observing?
We probably should.
Yeah, we're
We probably should.
we go running out
Yeah.
for. Yeah, no, I'm gonna use my perception to see if I see anything around. See if I see anybody looking out the windows of the buildings
Roll.
or any guards. Where's my perception?
Part of me just wanted to just run up there and do it.
Oh, I did not succeed. I haven't used any luck points today. I will use a luck point.
Cool.
Scratch it off my paper. Zoinks. Come on, baby.
Oh,
How did I roll the same thing twice? That sucks. All right.
you can't see
It
anything.
looks- the coast is clear, Sally.
but can I roll?
You can roll.
Intelligence, right?
Lucas, you
Yes.
can roll as well from different direction if you want.
Okay.
I
Perception.
even,
Yeah,
I even
perception.
had plus 10% and I still didn't get it.
Yeah,
Brian,
I've got Alex,
Oh,
but
nice.
I don't think it would have passed.
Yeah, Jason, but weren't you like sitting a little bit back?
Yeah, I'm watching my Behind
Lucas
us.
passed it though.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just saying that surrounding area. I thought we were just doing perception
No,
for it.
no.
Okay, never mind.
Lucas, you were
Mhm.
lucky. You spotted a patrol of 2 black hats coming from, entering from a different lane, and walking I mean they are entering plaza from a different lane than you and your friends are in
Mm-hmm.
right now. But you're almost sure that they will eventually enter the plaza from every single lane during the night. It only makes sense.
You mean the same patrol or various patrols?
Or various
when you say
patrols.
that. Various patrols will. Okay.
From
Um,
your experience as a as a charcoal burner, as an outdoorsman, as well as remember, guys, you are ex-guerrilla fighters. You know how patrols work.
Right. But the Sally and Leopold aren't questioning her yet.
No.
They're still watching, right? Okay, so I
Yeah.
don't need to like call anything. I just need to note it and try to get an idea of the time and stuff.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So, and of course, at some point, Leopold and Sally, you've also spotted the patrol.
Okay.
They don't even check the shadows near the well or check the spaces between the pillars of the Temple of Sigmar. They just walk through the plaza, making sure that there is no one here, and then exit through another lane. Are you going to do it, boys?
Probably best time to do it is right after they leave.
Yeah, right after they leave. Something just occurred to me.
Some of the windows in the buildings surrounding the plaza are lit from inside, but you don't see that any of the window is actually opened or that there is anyone standing in the window.
And they should have a hard time seeing outside if it's lit from the inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
theoretically. I was
So,
just curious about
should you-
concealment.
So if it's you want all the windows either shuttered or with lights on. If you see a light off with the window unshuttered, then that's suspicious.
Yeah, let's be quick about this.
Okay.
Mhm.
So both of you, or only a single one of you, walk toward the cage.
Yeah, can we do a silent move?
You don't have to,
Okay.
because there's no one.
Do you want to
here.
give me a lift?
Yeah, I think both of us should go because that was the plan. Is that I'm going to lift you up there so you can pull it out of her mouth and talk to her, or
Okay.
we can
Yeah.
talk after that.
You make your way quickly to the iron cage, hanging in the middle of the plaza. As you approach the cage, you can smell over the strong smell of salt water and the usual smell of big city in the old world. You can smell the overpowering stench of waste, urine, rotting fruits and food. The smell of despair. Eventually, you reach the cage. You can see the woman's silhouette. Sitting inside, her legs and arms hanging outside limply. You can hear her quiet breath coming from her mouth. It's very weak. It's it's almost actually non-existent. She doesn't have lung. Leopold, you give Sally a lift. Sally, you're right now on the same level as prior Abbess Widman, hanging from the cage.
I'm gonna reach between the bars and pull the cloth off her mouth.
All right. As you take the cloth out of her mouth, of course she snaps awake. You can, even in darkness, you can see the bright. You can see her eyes shining brightly and with focus. She makes a gesture as if she wants to, get away from you, but after a split second, she lets you pull the gag from her mouth. The gag, as well as her breath, is just horrible. The stench is overpowering. She whispers something,
I hand up the canteen to Sally.
Yeah. You handle the canteen. Sally, you've almost lost your balance, but you are hanging, holding the bars of the cage. You take the canteen from Leopold, and of course, you need to give water to her. She won't be able to do it herself. She's too weak, and her her fingers are broken.
I try to give her a sip.
Some of the water spills out over her chin and her ragged clothes, but more of it she gulps. Thank you. Shalaya's mercy, thank you. But you must get out of here now. If the guards see you with me, you will be punished, and I don't want it on my conscience.
Sister Kuhn sent us.
Young Sister Kuhn? Is she alright?
She's being punished by, what's her name? Lutzen? I forget her name, sorry.
Yeah, Lutzen.
Lutzen. She's being punished by Lutzen, but she seems okay. Something seems strange. They're building a shrine to the...
Poor Gerda. She was exposed too long to this boy's aura. Oh. You've also noted that her arms and legs have been tied between the, outside of the bars, so that even if she wanted to, she wouldn't be able to get them inside the cage. It's really a horrible way to die.
Who was the witch hunter with you?
I will tell you everything. I will tell you all that I know. But promise me that you won't let this thing alone. That you will do what is right.
We will find the truth.
The boy was brought to me 7 years ago by a witch hunter named Osric Falkenheim. He told me that the boy was found in the hands of an evil cult, worshipping something in a ruin deep in the cursed marsh. We did not realize the child had some awful power about him that bent the will. It made those who looked upon him love him. I was slow to see its effects on my charges, but when I did, I ordered Gerda, my prioress, to give the boy back to the witch hunters, for surely it was the work of chaos. You've shuddered when she said the word. That is the last I knew of him, until a crowd brought him here and Helmut declared him Sigmar's heir. I knew it could be no other than the child I thought long dead. I confronted Gerda and she admitted she had hidden the boy and raised him in secret. Yet I forgave them, for Shalaya teaches mercy, and I knew the child's power over the heart was not easily put aside. I was a fool. I did not realize they were still his slaves. I brought Gerda and the other guilty sisters here to confess their crimes and reveal the truth about the child. When I tried to speak, Gerda and the others denounced me. They declared me apostate and claimed I was a witch who sought to kill the child. If not for the black hats, the crowd would have torn me apart. Instead, Gerda's mercy was to have me put in this cage to die. You must know this. When the boy was brought to me, he had no birthmark of a twin-tailed comet upon him. No mark of any kind. I promise you, he is not the heir of Sigmar. I have already staked my life on this, and I still believe it. But as to who he is, I cannot say. If the witch hunter Osric still lives, he is the only person who can lead you to where the boy was found. Go now, seek him out with the blessing of Shalia, and stop this evil before more suffer for my blindness. She weeps.
Where can we find Osric?
I don't know. He was badly bitten by the crowd, same as me. If he's still alive, you must ask in the city. You can ask people who are regularly working with witch hunters, others of his kind, jailers, magistrates, priests of Moor, even wood sellers. They may tell you more about him.
And do you know where the location of the cult was in the marsh, or is it just...
How would I know that? Of course
just
I
curious.
don't.
Okay.
Osric didn't tell me about it. He only told me that it was somewhere north of here, and that the swampers brought him and his and his comrades there, but I don't know anything more. You would need to ask him if you stand any chance of fighting this place.
Okay.
Now go.
Sister, there's no reason to suffer needlessly. I offer you my blade.
No, Shalaya teaches us that we must bear our suffering with dignity. I would spit on my oaths to the goddess of mercy if I would even consider suicide. I will die soon, and I welcome it. I am at peace. I
reach through the bars and I put my hand on her shoulder.
I've did many bad things. The worst of it is that I didn't report the boy myself to the witch hunters. But I will pray before my death that you will succeed where I failed. And remember,
you're not dying in vain.
He is just a child, but he is not what he seems to be. Find Osric.
If he is what you say, we will purge him.
Find Osric. Do what you must. May the goddess of mercy guide you and protect you. And she grabs your hand, Sally, with her, broken fingers. And to your surprise, she manages to squeeze your hand. Not even eliciting a single whimper from her. Now go. Go before the guards spot you here. Go!
Jump down.
Yeah, let's go, Sally. You got it. Whippoorwill, whippoorwill!
Can we still do the fishman thing?
Better be careful. We're gonna actually get attacked by a fish man.
You, by the way, are you exiting through the alley that you've entered, or are you going to the alley where your friends are waiting for you?
Everybody's waiting for us, I think.
Okay, so you make your way quickly to the alley. Lucas, you've rendezvoused with your friends, and then you join Vincent. You're all together, back as a team.
Let's get to some cover first, then we'll discuss what happened.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
You are making your way as far away from this place as possible. You've actually a small patrol of 2 black hats passed you by, giving you strange looks. Perhaps they are, they're the same patrol that you've spotted before, Lucas. Just, going to emerge from a different lane. But
Evening, gentlemen.
They said something like evening. Went on their way. You're making your way back to the Basti Mermaid. You can discuss things on the go. Please. Yeah. Please do.
So what did they say? Or what did it say?
She said that he has the power to make people love him, and that the new prioress, abbess, whatever you want to call her, actually hid the boy from her after she found out that he had this mutant power, or had this unholy power. She said that he did not have the mark of Sigmar on him when he came to them, and that the name of the witch hunter is Osric Falkenheim.
Yep.
And she doesn't know where he is, but he was the one who originally found the boy in a cult site in the marsh to the north of Marienburg. And so we need to. He'll have more information for us so we can find him. And she seemed to think that the local people around here, guards and whatnot, might have an idea as to where his whereabouts if he wasn't killed by the crowd. But apparently the new prioress and the Sigmarite priest are under the spell of Carl and have taken things over.
Now, out of character, Leopold, you told us everything that you heard in the Abbot, right?
Yes, I thought I told it to you. I guess I
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I just wanted to, because I think maybe tomorrow morning we should see if there actually was a twin-tailed comet at the same day, because I feel like if it would be more helpful the more people would be against them, and so the more evidence we have against them, such as there was no twin-tailed comet at that day,
Oh, okay.
their story starts to fall apart.
Well, yeah, I see that. I just want to find this guy, and also it sounds like we need to, if anything, we need to wrap it up here and start heading to track down the Crusaders.
Yeah,
Get
but
this.
that information would be handy for
Hey,
our report if we had it.
Leopold,
You would probably
say that
you would probably need to report first to the Imperial Embassy.
Yeah.
Before we head out.
Yeah, before we leave. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking, like, if we came up to them and be like, they said that it was delivered the same day as the twin-tailed comet, and we checked with the Celestial College or the university, and they're like, no, there wasn't such a thing. Just adds a little validity to the story.
Wait, when was he delivered? It's about the timing of that. So
Yeah.
he showed up at the time when there was a. Or when was,
That's what the abbot said.
is that what
now-
she
Yes.
said? I don't remember.
So if we can find out whether that was true or not,
Okay.
we can use that against them.
Okay. Well, that would be. Would that be in the Imperial records somewhere?
Well, I think any university that looks at the sky will have stuff like that on record.
Yes, all of which there are none in Marienburg, because it's Marienburg.
There's no universities?
Yeah, they are. You don't need to roll for intelligence to know that they would probably not be able to. I mean, they would not give you access to some of their most important papers to check if there was a twin-tailed comet or not in the sky.
Alright, well maybe that's just something we can tell the authorities, and if they wanted to pursue it, they could.
Yeah, but
I actually think Leopold has a pretty good angle going around asking about the witch hunter, and that he could be the one that was sent because the other guy never reported back. You know what I mean? And if that brings trouble, then we could beat the crap out of whoever that is and ask them questions, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
okay. You've made your way back to the mermaid.
I hate to ask. Will we be reaching a stopping point soon?
Yeah, I presume that you want us to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to start making dinner here before too long. So
Okay, so let's just end it here.
Okay.
You've reached the Basti Mermaid. You went back to your rooms. You're all quite tired. You know, the next day you'll be able to follow your investigations. Just one thing, Vincent. Remember that, because from what I've gathered, that you want to speak about the twin-tailed comet and then use it to discredit the abbess.
If what she said was not true.
Remember, okay, you don't even have to roll for that. They will arrest you. You are outsider. She is an abbess of a Shalayan orphanage who denounced a witch.
I think that might be something better off using.
That's basically
with
a suicide wish. Well,
Yeah, with the when we go back to the Imperial ambassador to update and be like, yeah, we think that she's lying about this, and that would be an easy way to prove it. But leave that for them to deal with.
yeah.
Yeah, or we just say it, be like, this is what she said. And then we could just play dumb and be like, we don't know if that's true or not. But it's something easily found out.
Yeah, but
Right.
this is something what she said, which you don't have any proof for.
Well, no, what I'm saying is when we go back to report to the Imperial ambassador,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the Imperial ambassador isn't going to, publicly accuse her of anything, right? Like
Mainly-
he's just gonna,
Mainly because
he's
this
gonna-
is not the Empire.
right. He's gonna record that in his notes because that can be used as further evidence in the Empire that this guy's really a mutant.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, I wouldn't accuse her of anything. I would just deliver the information and be like, hey, well, this is what she said, and, records show it never happened. It's, you do what you want with the information.
Well,
we
don't have access to the records either. So.
Right, but
Yeah.
I have a suspicion if he's headed towards Aldorf, we're going to be following him. We might hit a city where we can get those records in the Empire.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, because, guys, just remember one thing before I'll give you your points. That this is Marienburg. You are strangers here, and you are not from here. Which makes any sort of, communicating with local authorities, asking them for help, a lot harder.
Yeah.
Because while Marienburg, of course, is a city of great opportunities, and basically if someone is smart enough, he can do almost anything here. It's also the whole, we are not Imperials. We have seceded, and we are better than you. That you are getting from a lot of people here. These guys, these people, Marienburgers, are taking a lot of pride in being not being the part of the Empire. Of the Empire.
I could play that up like me and Gennaro, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but even though it would still be,
because you're still not Marienburgers.
Yeah, exactly. It would still be not enough, probably. Anyway, today's points, everyone, 50 points. For your characters, everyone, 10 points. For the place of birth, Brian. Brian?
Yeah, I said something earlier on. I can't remember what it was.
It was about burning witches.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I said down south we burn, that's what we do with bodies, period.
5 points, I like that. Actually, you know what, I will even give you 10. Andrew, what about you?
I was talking about how crabs are totally different than anything I ever grew up eating. And
10 points, very nice. I like that reference a lot. Jason and Sean, Vicenland boys.
I don't think I have anything in particular.
Yeah, I don't recall anything specifically Vicenland.
Religion, Brian.
Marco said he respected me for taking chances or something. I gave him a gold to go bet on one of the tables.
I like that.
I think we're kind of speaking the same language.
Yeah. Andrew, Tao.
Nothing.
All right, Jason, more. You were trying to find the temple, and you were very concerned about what would happen to the witch after her death. So that was nice. I will give you 10 points. Sean, you were Sigmar-IT enough today. I like that.
Okay.
Especially
I thought so.
Especially during the speech with the abbess, Lutzen. So, 10 points for you as well. Star signs, Brian.
Ria's Cauldron, righteous, fearless, merciful. I think righteous walking into the cat's piss knowing the guy was mad at me.
It was more like fearless, honestly, for me. But it will suffice. And merciful, you wanted to bring her mercy. Mercy of the blade, but it's still mercy. 10 points for you. Andrew, star sign.
Mummet the Fool, sensible, intuitive, and lucky.
10 points. You were
that's a hard one not to get your stuff for.
yeah, it's like you are the sensible one of the team. Jason?
Militant profession of arms. That's Gungren's Baldric.
You were the one who was saying that he would fight the guards if need be.
Well, I was the one saying that they're not going to fight us because we're... No, it was me. I was saying that they're not going to fight us because we're more armed and they're... and we outnumber them, and so I wasn't...
Yeah, that is professional arms, knowing your tactics. So, 10 points. Sean?
Cacklefax the cockerel.
Yeah, you were very cheap.
Well, I didn't offer to pay for anything.
10 pennies? What the hell?
10 pennies.
Yeah, so it's like 10 points for 10 pennies. Very nice. Doom, Brian.
The blind maiden shall weigh thy soul. Leopold was talking. He was really ready to kill these guards, and I said, do you want that on your soul?
Nice. 10. Andrew?
The sword shall bring no justice, only suffering. I was really trying to avoid
Combat.
having to deal with fighting the guards at the, trying to skulk around at night and do it that way instead of, going guns a-blazing and whatnot.
You're absolutely right. 10 points for you, Jason.
Shoot. Did I write that down? I'm trying to remember the actual terminology, but I don't think I had anything for it.
You haven't written down in your character sheet?
I have the old one written down. I didn't write the new one
okay.
down.
Oh, I forgot what your new one was.
Yeah.
It was it has to do with death will come from like rot from the inside.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Really, I don't think there was anything relevant to that.
Yeah, I
discussion.
don't think so. I don't think so either.
It's like very similar to your old one too.
It is, which is appropriate. It's not a dramatic change.
Yeah.
A reinterpretation.
Okay, so after that, let's take a look at race. Yeah, sorry, Leopold. My bad.
The hourglass shatters before the last grain falls.
You've
I was
mentioned
trying
something once. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did, but also I was trying to be like, we gotta go. Let's step.
You're
it up.
right. You're right. I really like that. I like that you were like, guys, let's stop with the overly complicated plans and just go for it. I really like that. 10 points for you, Sean. Brian gets 5 points for being a halfling. Any ideas that push the adventure forward?
I thought we had ideas like with the fisherman stuff, but none of them really.
Well, no, it wasn't realized.
Yeah. I was looking forward to running around screaming about a fishman.
Yeah.
I was worried that we were actually going to like fight it. Like Lucas gets attacked by a fishman. It's like, okay, that's the signal. Let's get out of here. And like Lucas is in the alley fighting the fishman all night.
Remember
Or one of
that.
us starts,
Remember
one of us starts
the
running
gang
around
called the
crazy.
Fishman?
Remember
One of
that,
us starts-
remember that the fishman is actually right now a pirate and he has his own ship, so there's a very little chance for you to attack.
Well, we don't know that.
No, someone was saying
Oh.
that actually.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. I was kind of thinking that seems odd compared to what we've been told, but okay.
Well, he's a fisherman of many talents.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no ideas. I don't think that any of the ideas were actually, that big today. But
Yeah.
that's it. These are your points. Write them down. Now let's look at our favorite calendar. And what do you think
Now,
about?
Sally, real quick, did you get 10 points for everything?
Yeah, I got 10 points and then 5 for being the halfling.
Okay, that's what I got. Wanted
Let's
to make
take
sure.
a look at the 5th of next month, whatever this is. August, right.
Mm.
What do you think about the 5th?
Currently, it's free for me.
Very nice. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, should be okay. I don't think I have any.
I think so.
Jason?
Yeah, I think so as well. I'll double check though.
Okay, so I will set up a game for 5th. If anything would come out, then just write it in our group. And yeah, we should be on our way. What do you think about this campaign so far? I know it's only a couple of sessions, but I would like to know your opinion.
I like it. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to tell. I have a suspicion that this is kind of an update in a philosophical update of the original Empire in Flames. And so I'm interested, which I've read that, but I've not read this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of anticipating seeing if it turns out like that or not.
I know what you mean.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Leopold is very disappointed that the boy may be a cultist.
Well, who knows? Maybe, or maybe a mutant, or maybe nothing at all. Maybe he's just a boy. Who knows?
Maybe a Slaneshi demon prince or something.
Yeah. That would suck
Vaccine.
quite literally. Sorry for that. That was horrible, my god. Okay,
Oh,
Alright.
jeez.
I'll see
Gotta
you.
find this.
Yeah, you have to find that demon prince. Cool. I'll
Yep.
see you guys on the 5th. as usual, write me anything if you want to. Thanks for the game. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
You wanted to do the thing with Jason going to the Cathan.
When we'll come to that, not before, because right now you are all like walking together and so on.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you guys won't do this like next morning. I
Right.
guess. I don't know. If you do, write me, both of you. But so far, I mean, right now, that's it for today. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.